Hello and welcome. It's good to be back. We are Tales of the Strange, and we are here for the Great North for, I can't believe, episode 6. We unfortunately we weren't able to play last week because your overseer was not very well, but I am feeling much better today, so we are going to jump straight back into it. And as a very quick round of introductions, because it's been 2 days since we last left our wastelanders, so I just thought I'd ask a very quick question. Trig, what have you been doing for those 2 days?
Well, after our last adventure, at least Trig's last adventure, to the bottle of a whiskey bottle, he spent time nursing a hangover and the fact that it made him no further from things he did not want to do, namely ask anyone else for help. However, he has picked himself up, he has been a bartering, and he's been a tinkering. And that sort of thing will materialize, hopefully, over the course of this session in terms of improvements for our group as a whole. Otherwise, he is currently dogging after the good deputy to give the radio back. He promises to behave. Promise.
Well, I spent probably at least a day trying to figure out my pit boy. I figured out how to look at the map. I don't really know how to read a map, so somebody else can look it out for me. And then I stopped reading sentimental about my own bulldog friend back in the other town. So I wrote him a letter just to get some feelings out. I don't know if I'm going to give it to him, but I might. And then I've just been doing some pressing because I felt a little bit weak after I was so bashed up in the last fight.
Mr. Rogers?
Bought myself a nice fancy coat. The most fancy coat I've ever owned. It cost me only 20 caps. On top of that, I did a bit more investigation to the NCR. The wonderful NCR. Minus the taxes. I forgot there was taxes pre-war. Yeah, taxes may change things. I do like not paying taxes on my caps.
They want to restore America to the way it was before the war, the great things it was before the war. You start to remember some of those things.
Yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There was good and bad points. It's if the good outweigh the bad, but it's worth something I'm going to consider and I'm going to dwell on. But still, they aren't the worst guys. And that's about all, except for that helping out on the wall, keeping the scout out for any red cloaks.
Well, as for myself, I've been mighty troubled by those red cloaks myself, so I spend most of my time keeping a wary eye on the horizon, looking out for trouble, keeping my gun trained on any strangers approaching the town of Fulton, and keeping this radio close to myself and not letting anybody close to it at all, because I don't necessarily trust people's intentions after last time. I may have to be persuaded to allow people a second chance.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so as we've established, a couple of days, during which time you have had the radio to play around with a little bit. I know you were desperately hoping that the voices that put out that the vertical distress call, you hope that they would pick up during the 2 days that you've been playing. They sadly have not. One thing that you have, however, is that when you turn flicking back onto the radio to the number station, or whatever it was that was going on there, the number that they are now reading out is 45838. 45838. Something has changed on the message.
Well, I'm not sure I can do with that until I attach it to a context.
You already know much about this. Doesn't mean anything to you at all. You are the most technologically minded out of the ones.
Again, it would only really have a importance in any kind of context. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind that we could determine without actually finding the source of it would be to try and use it as lat lungs, but the previous ones would have made no sense. So, if I'm honest with you, and like I said, I have better intentions this time. I am not staring at plans from the end of a whiskey bottle. I do not want to stare at anything from the bottom of a whiskey bottle again. I would like to find someone who could help me triangulate the signal.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. You got anybody in mind who might know a little bit more about technology than your good self? Probably many.
Well, pertaining to the incident in which you took the device from me, I was trying to avoid contacting the Rangers. Unless there's any other suggestions in the room.
I don't know. How about Miss Holloway? Miss Holloway, you know anyone? Miss Rogers, do you know anyone aside from the NCR who, trying to one reason or another, who might know a little bit about technology?
Locally, no. Back in the cities, definitely. Back in the city, definitely people would have. But locally, no. I'm not a local, like, well, you three?
Well, obviously, there were people in the vault that knew about technology, whether they'd be familiar with this radio or not, but maybe they could have to practice.
You put a good word for some go around there. I don't think they'll cause the same kind of political issues for us that the NCR.
That's true, but whether I can put in a good word, I'm not sure, but I'll do my best.
That's all we can ask, ma'am. That's all we can ask. Does that mean we're heading out again, folks?
It does. It does. You know, just in case, I reckon we might do well to bank our cards a little bit. And maybe we offer one of these gentlemen to come with us. Extra firearms to us, and it puts them in contact with another settlement they can attempt to convert to their cause.
Which gentleman? Who are you talking about?
The Rangers.
I thought we covered this. Didn't they say they wasn't interested in anyone else aside from folk because of the strategic impotence of what they was or something such?
And it's been 2 days of Fulton dragging their feet.
So if you want to have a conversation with them, be my guest. But I bet you don't.
Don't. But I also don't want to be impolite in case every other option fails to work out.
I mean, I've shared as much as I can with them. They seem no interest unless you've got any new information you can share with them, which I'm not. I don't have knowledge of. Then I don't see how you can persuade them. Being town type, red clothes.
Have we mentioned this?
No, because I'm not allowed to touch the radio.
You are not so. Well, take some, show 'em if you want.
Well, just in case the volleys don't work out. I think it's, like I said, a way to bank our options. Tell you what, you can come with me and hold on to it the entire time.
Well, alright. Sounds like you found yourself a mighty convenient way of not carrying the damn thing, but fine. I will be there. I will, what's the phrase? Supervise this encounter.
Always useful to have a hypervisor.
Okay, so whereabouts do you want to go to speak to these rangers? So you know that they've been stopping at the rat house.
They are probably more available if they happen. To be fair, I also probably have a sense of some of their movements. It's been a couple of days, unless they have a very wild schedule. Like, I assume they are going to fairly certain posts and places. But the rat house would be a start, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely where they seems to be their main abode. They have been kind of doing different things within the city, but they've not really left Fulton as pointed out by Eugene, that Fulton definitely seems to be the thing that they're focused on. So I'm just double checking something. One moment.
So it's not like the fact that someone shouted in chat and the bot told him off for it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking to see what it was that Nightbot had censored
Nothing, just
for.
said don't touch the radio.
Ah,
And he shouted, put it in caps, and the bot was like, stop shouting in chat.
yeah. Nightbot has been overcautious. I shall change that for next stream.
Sorry, thank you. It's good information.
I'm just glad to know the bots are on my side.
Only the bots are on your side.
And that's where it starts.
When I learned the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
One day the rain will rain. One day.
Right. But yes, they are, as I say, they're mainly working from the Rad House, which is where people can find them, but they do patrol around the city occasionally, and they're obviously waiting for the council to kind of give them some information.
Well, I ain't going near that rad house.
No.
Sorry.
We'll meet up with you very soon.
I'll go wait by the gate. So I assume we're leaving soon.
Well, either we'll be leaving with a ranger in tow, or we won't. So yeah.
I'll come with you, Mr. Rogers, because they don't like me either.
Well, I think that one's more to do with behaviour than. But that's.
Nobody needed to say it.
Yes, they did. Okay.
Alright, so we
Okay.
go to the Rad House on the way there. Do you think they realise that it ain't the same place as that tavern?
What do you mean?
Oh, we go to the Rad House or we go to Winthrop's?
You go to the Rad House, because Rad
Yeah.
House is Fulton, Winthrop's is in Pine Shores.
Ah, there you go.
Yes.
I'm getting confused.
Yes,
Alright, Rad House is.
yes. Mac owns Winthrop's in Pine Shores. This is Mr. Jameson and his Rad House.
You've seen one bar, you've seen them all, I guess.
Ah, it's all merging into one. Right.
So after you've had that radio on you for too long, it's not going mad.
I was going to say that's what happens when you drink too much, but sure. Sorry.
Are there any rangers in this house? Just looking through the door. Do you see any?
Yeah, you peer through the door. It's around about lunchtime, so the tavern's already quite full. The music's blasting out, and you do spot two of the NCR people sat here. So it's not Ranger O'Brien or the Lieutenant Kopowski, but it seems to be the two privates are both sat in here. Helmets are on the table. They're just wearing their fatigues, drinking from glasses, from some whiskey or something.
One gentleman. I don't suppose I can offer you a bit more poison on me?
The Private Emma Cooper kind of glares at you. However, Private Callum Gray kind of uses his foot to push one of the chairs over and says, "Take a seat."
Very well.
You came to the mayor's office the other day.
I did indeed. And, well, since then I've been investigating with, Eugene, you can put it on the table, I'm pretty sure.
I do so, but I leave.
Now, my colleague no longer trusts me with this device after a few, impaired antics, but that's by the by. What's more important is time I spend experimenting with it, and have discovered, if you could tune it to that channel,
Yep.
that's the one, that there.
Yeah, got it.
Now, if you'll listen closely, you'll notice the repeating sequence of numbers.
It does indeed start broadcasting the numbers.
Now, obviously, I cannot find a way to attach much context to this. I mean, it's previously said would make no sense if there were any coordinates, at least for here. But, what I do know is it's a repeating signal. Now,
You see that they both kind of glance at each other, and then they look back at you. You kind of get a feeling that you've triggered something with them, but they don't want to speak, if you know what I mean.
Now, there are three possibilities that come to mind here. One, it's old world, but it's changed in the last few days, so I think we can eliminate that for the sake of argument. Secondarily, as I said the other day at the mayor's office, I received a report across this of a crashed vertibird that none of you could account for. The third possibility, of course, is the gentleman I've been warning you about, in which case I would say that surely you are interested in a forward scout on their position. But to do that, I think we're going to need to start triangulation. Now here's my pitch. We are planning to head over to another nearby town. If one of y'all could just lend us another gun at our side, I can take you there. The secondary argument is that I know Fulton has been dragging its heels. It's not as strategically placed, but it's got a secure supply of water. A lot of it. It's the one thing they're not struggling for. Clean water. So even if the signal doesn't work out, it's an alternative to Fulton if Fulton falls through.
Appreciate you bringing this to us. But our orders are for Fulton. We've no interest in the other towns. We're not here for water. We're here for an alliance. I can't say any more than that. That's the Rangers' business. As for a gun, we've just come out of one war. I can tell you now, there's no way that the Rangers are going to authorise us doing anything like that. But I reckon he might be interested in this radio broadcast.
Well, I simply only mentioned the possibility of visiting another town just because it dovetails. It's something you could get away with if the radio signal is interesting enough. Call it happenstance. Maybe that's the vernacular you all use.
Trick, I don't know why you're wasting your time with these monkeys, but they clearly want to talk to the old grinder. But where is
We ain't monkeys, but yeah, it's the ranger you need to be speaking to about this.
Where is your old grinder, Mr. Monkey?
You see, the woman kind of scuffles a little bit, and the guy just kind of like pushes a glass towards her. I believe that he's down talking to the mayor and to the council again.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been down there for some time now, so they should be back up for I guess within the next hour or so.
Do you want to see this Trick? We can wait for him.
I do.
Alright.
I say we move to intercept.
Alright. Okay. Let's go wait outside the mayor's office.
Frozen camera.
Oh, again.
Sorry, yeah. We're going out in the cold.
Yeah.
The government feels it.
Not too
Sorry,
sure
guys.
what's going off with this camera. It's the second time.
Rare, because normally the one gives us trouble is the one that's on me.
It is on you, that's what keeps reading.
Oh, sorry, I thought you indicated this one. Oh.
You know, for a man who doesn't know the NCR, you sure are keen to make some kind of alliance with them.
I have noticed that there is a significantly worse option plaguing the populations here. I don't like the NCR, no. What I do like is the prospect of secure land I can send a communique back home to say, come settle.
I'm a simple fella. I don't get involved in all this politics. It just don't make no sense to me. Right, let's pitch up by this here houseboat. I believe that's important.
That's involved.
Alright. And I'll see if y'all raid your friends about.
Yeah.
Sorry, we kick our heels for a little bit. See if they're gonna turn up.
Yep. So you kind of mill around for a little bit more here, then head down to the docks, or the wharf, should I say, rather than a dock. And when you get down there, you only have to stand around for maybe 10, 15 minutes at most. And the door to the houseboat does indeed open, and you see the ranger kind of not so much storms out, but he walks out fairly quickly, not looking overly happy, talking to the lieutenant, and then behind him you see like 4 or 5 other men and women coming out. Some of them are wearing patchwork suits, some of them are just wearing kind of workers' clothes and things. You assume that they're the council. And there's definitely kind of glares between the NCR and some of these council members as they all kind of go off in their different directions. And he turns as if he's heading up towards the rat house, and then he kind of stops when he sees you there and says, it's good to see at least one friendly face. You are a friendly face.
So,
Well, with any luck, we're a pair of faces that might improve your day by the looks of things. I'll just reach over and shoot the radio.
He takes a listen, clicks his teeth, tips his hat, and says, what frequency's on?
I'll relay it, because obviously
Yeah.
pass that kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous micro detail to each other.
And I wouldn't even know what to give you to make it sound relevant. Anyway, you give him the frequency number, and he pauses for a minute, and he kind of looks at you and says, sounds like a number station.
That's what I was thinking. What's interesting is the numbers changed in the past couple of days. So it's active.
I can tell you it's not one of ours. We use them in the NCR ourselves, but that sequence of numbers, we use a totally different combination. I can't go into details. I won't go into details. But that's a number station. And if that number's changed, that means that somebody's just changed their orders.
Exactly. Now, I was speaking to I think it was your lieutenant the other day. I say, having that division between reality and player, where I'm like, who was I speaking to? I mentioned that there had been a radio blast of a crashed vertibird that your officer here could not account for. Combined with a number station in the region, I assume, based on my thin knowledge of the NCR's recent conflicts, you might want to find out the source. Obviously, I have no idea what these numbers are. But I do know we could simply triangulate. Secondarily, and I appreciate your orders are Fulton, but I have an interest in ensuring that another settlement nearby at least gets looking. And by the looks of things, you are not having a good time here in Fulton.
As I've already told you, folks, we're not interested in the other towns of this settlement. Fulton is the linchpin of the settlements. The other towns are no strategic value, no relevance. We're not prepared to get ourselves involved in another war. I understand that you're concerned. You've already told me about these fellas that are coming down. That is an issue for this region. It is not our issue. That said, I don't want no settlements facing danger by themselves. I can't do anything to help you. What I can do is give you advice. You're onto something with the triangulation. If you can track down what this signal is, that will probably lead you to somewhere. But if these folks know what they're doing, which I bet they will, that triangulation is not going to lead you to them. It's going to lead you to a relay station, some booster. But if you can take out that booster, chances are one of two things will happen. Either one, they will send a team to come to find out what's going off, in which case it's down to you to then grab those guys and make them talk. Option 2, which is the one that I would hope for, is that whoever is operating that radio is not the same person who set up the network. If they lose the signal, they boost the power. They boost the power, they're going to light up brighter than Jet City.
So unfortunately, I assume I cannot convince you to take an interest in triangulators.
Look, I've got a small team out there somewhere in the wilderness.
Oh,
I can get them to go to a point for you. But for the others, that's down to you. I'm not having my fellows traipsing all over this region. But I will get them to go to one relay tower. If you provide the other 2 towers, we can put the data together. We can help you maybe track it down. But then what you do with that data, that's down to you. We cannot get involved.
right. Fair enough.
Come
Then
on
I
again.
guess we are setting off on our own.
I ain't sharp. Shall we go?
Yeah, let's go tell Mr. Rogers the good news.
Yeah, they'll be getting chilly by the wall. Alright, so relay towers then, as we're walking to the gate.
Yep.
Any idea how we're gonna find them, or are we just gonna search the area? Or is this where we go speak to Mrs. Holloway's friends, see if they know anything about it?
Well, that's what triangulation would do. I will take out my musket. I assume that they're decent snowfall recently.
Yeah.
There's at least slush up.
One other thing he just said, by the way, sorry, I got distracted because of the camera again, which keeps breaking. Sorry, apologies about that. But he does say that if you need help understanding how to do the triangulation, setting up the relays, I can give you advice on that. Advice is free. I'm not breaking any rules by helping you with that. But I've got orders, and I can't break those orders.
Yeah, fair enough. I think is in terms of the technical detail of how to do it, I assume it's something tricky. And in fact, I will go through drawing out a diagram. You know, like if you have a point here, sending out a signal. Okay, here, let's see how strong it is here. You know, and then we get a line. 3 points, you turn that into a point. So you know, we just gotta wander some mileage, as you might see from this. Hopefully not too far. But
Alright.
I figure we go back to our friends, and we'll see if they need us to go anywhere else. And at least, you know, we're accomplishing 2 things at once.
Alright. Sure show, Trig. Means nothing to me. I'm putting this radio in my bag. It's getting heavy.
How heavy is the radio actually?
I'm not very strong.
Yeah. It is a portable ham radio unit with a big power pack, so it's pretty bulky. It's not a light thing.
Yeah.
Like 50 kilograms?
Yeah, I guess.
If you really need, I've got the capacity for that many pounds.
I've got enough.
I think I can
My
carry
current carry weight is 28, my maximum carry is 190, so I've got plenty.
No, fair.
Yeah, you can carry it. You can feel it.
Oof. My shoulders are gonna get sore. Oh, Miss Holloway, Mr. Rogers, is you around here?
I'm here. So we off or not?
Look, I think so.
Yes.
Quite a way we're going on now on shore. Trig? Sick.
Well, Mr. Rogers, do you understand the process of triangulating a signal?
No. I did many things pre-war, but I was not.
Begins drawing the diagram and getting into an explanation again.
You know what?
Can we not?
I've lived long enough. I don't need to learn this right. If you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Just don't go out there and get injured, because
If I'm stopped immediately the moment I start like drawing it. Right. Basics are we are going to need to fiddle with the radio in 3 different locations that will allow us
the
to.
radio.
If you're capable, sure. And we will then use it to whittle down to a point where we believe the signal will be coming from.
Makes sense to me. Sure.
So, without further rigmarole, let's start here.
Okay. Get the radio back out and tune it.
So you make me an intelligence and science roll.
Intelligence science.
Try not to mess it up this time.
He did it. He didn't give Steve an extra dice. He did it for the first time. He's intelligent.
It's a really hard task. You might want to give me some points.
Damn it. Even with the look, one success.
One success. So you, particularly between like what the ranger had said and what you said, it's more complex than just fiddling in the radio at 3 points. To properly triangulate it and to get a good trace on the signal, you essentially need some transceivers being connected to relay towers at 3 separate points.
Yeah.
So he's already got a team in the field that, for whatever reason, already have transceiver radio equipment.
Yep.
He didn't go into why, and in any attempt to even question him, he just makes it very clear that irrelevant. But he will quite happily set that up at 1 point for you, which will be close to wherever they happen to be. He hasn't told you where that is yet. So you will then still need to either to go to 2 different points and set up these transceivers yourselves, or get other people to do that for you.
Yep.
You also know that Pip-Boys technically do that. That's what a Pip-Boy is.
Yeah.
So if only you knew of a group of people with Pip-Boys.
If only.
There we go.
But yeah, so you just sitting in Fulton and twiddling the radio isn't going to help you with triangulating.
Well, it would give me an initial sense of signal strength here.
Yeah.
And if it's repeating on a fairly constant amplitude and frequency, I don't actually need to worry about it being 3 measurements simultaneously. I just need 3 measurements. Hence, I've started here. But I guess the Pip-Boy would have more data than just this little ham radio is going to give me.
Yes.
So I'm going to sit there frustrated and think, Bash, I might actually need your Pip-Boy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you need my help.
In a way, I do. I need your arm. I need your hand.
I don't know if I want to let go of this again.
I'm not taking it off. Right. I will begin actually trying to get a sense of like
Yeah.
how much signal we're getting here. Partly because I then don't have to wander back here, asking, waiting for sending a bunch of Voltors out into the wilderness on their own.
Yes.
Yeah, then it'll be a case of heading straight off to Pine Shores, having sort of written down everything I can get, wandering around a bit at the gate. I say wandering around at the gate, actually getting a decent sense of signal strength is going to involve would be good. Does a lot. But
Yeah. And don't forget, also, you do know that Pine Shores has a radio, because you have used a radio before to communicate between Pine Shores and Fulton.
this is true. This is true.
I'm saying you don't have to do everything by yourselves.
No, I just, if I'm trying to not rely on the Rangers, I have no allies in Fulton. Yep. Anyway,
Just tell us what we need to do, Trig. What we're doing.
we are heading to Pine Shores.
Okay.
That is part 2 of the plan.
Alright. So, let's head out. Let's get
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
In a series of warm coats this time.
Yes.
So, with
Nice
mildly
and
more,
toasty.
I was going to say with mildly more drip than we've had on previous excursions.
No detours this time, I assume, heading straight to...
Straight there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've travelled back and forth in this area so much, I feel like we could probably take the road and still not worry about ambushes. Because it's probably dead by now.
You know, the 2 farms that were along that way are dead.
Yeah.
They're dead, Jim.
Yes. But yes, for the simplicity of narration, we'll fast forward then to you arriving at Fulton. Camera again.
Yep.
I should reset for, I think, about the 7th or 8th time now. I'm losing track.
Yeah.
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 I have made a little frozen sign. What the camera can't see, but I will be flying up the frozen sign every time.
I am trying to keep an eye on
Yeah, I
it, but then
know.
also I get
You've got a
into
lot more on.
talking.
I assumed it was mildly mug.
lose
Yeah.
track.
So you don't have cool hats like our side.
Is that the trick?
It is.
Yeah. But yes,
It is with a
so
hat.
it was already around lunchtime. So as we said before, it's about 4 hours to Pine Shores, because it's not the easiest of walk, but at least you are now warm. So by the time you arrive at the gates of Pine Shores, it is kind of dusk.
Yep.
And as you would expect, especially considering the situation, by the time you arrive at Pine Shores, there are now at least 2 guards up on the wall with rifles. They certainly seem like they're up their game. The gates are shut.
Yep.
They're obviously keeping an eye out on what's going off. And obviously, as you approach, you do get the challenge and the kind of we've got guns aimed at your heads.
Yep.
Rigmarole, you always
Hands
get.
raised.
It's
Nothing's
us
right.
again.
Yep.
We're back.
This time, as soon as you got to speak, David's like, again, open the gate.
No, Mrs. Holloway, I don't want to pry, and I know it's not our business, but is there anything we should know about these vault dwellers that you know? Are they going to be helpful towards us?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They good
will
folk?
be. Yeah, they're good folk.
Yeah. Just, you got any? Seems like you got some kind of personal
Well, you know about the
situation.
vaults and stuff, right?
Oh, me personally, not so much, ma'am. I know of the vault.
They didn't let us all in. Us poorer folk didn't
That
get in the
much
vault.
is evident.
Well, I think it was quite lucky that some people didn't get in. Because some of them weren't very nice. I know.
Are you suggesting that nuclear Armageddon is preferable to an unpleasant environment, or?
Aren't they quite similar when you put it like that?
Well, no.
At
One
least out
involves
here
fire
we're
rate.
free.
Oh, is this kind of a bad government situation kind of thing?
A little bit, but we didn't necessarily know we were being controlled until it kind of happened. We just thought that was normal.
Are you suggesting you are unwilling participants in a double-blind study?
It seemed that way, yeah.
Well, ma'am, that surely seems like a bad situation.
It was a bad situation. Most people got killed. I killed some people.
Okay.
Other people killed people. It was a
hasn't killed?
bloodbath.
Who hasn't killed people?
Exactly.
So, you were coerced into acts of murder. I'm truly failing to see how this was worse than the wasteland.
I mean,
I will take your word on it. I do not need every detail of whatever trauma you are carrying.
All that fresh water, comfortable bed.
Hang
Comfortable.
on now, hang
Comfortable.
on.
I mean, I heard rumors a lot worse things happened in other vaults. But,
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
They ain't gonna hold it against you, no. That's all I'm really asking.
no, I don't think so. At the end of the day, we both helped each other. We all helped each other. If it wasn't for all of us, we wouldn't have got out.
Alright. I'm sorry if I was prying, ma'am. We'll go speak to your friends and see if they can help with this whole, what was it, triangulation and
Yep.
whatnot.
So where do you want to head to? So as we've established, it is Winthrop's Bar, Winthrop's Tavern at Pine Shores. But you also know that a lot of the Vault Dwellers are stopping in Annie's Tea Shack, which was a building that they converted and turned into a large dormitory. So you could go to speak to them generally there. But obviously you have spoken briefly to Reg and his wife when you were in town before. You know that he's kind of acting as almost as a spokesman for the Vault Dwellers and has got the ear of the mayor. You're not too sure where he lives, to be fair. He might be in one of the houses, or knowing Reggie's probably still in the dorm with everybody else. Or you could just go straight to the mayor.
You should just go straight to Reginald, I think.
He in charge, sort of thing for your people.
Kind of.
Alright, well let's go straight to Reg.
Okay. I guess he'd be with everybody else.
Alright.
The bottom house is the bottom house.
The tea.
The tea house.
tea
I
house.
just said and I forgot.
We'll go to the tea house.
Yeah. So you remember going past the tea house when you went to the Red Rocket medical station before, and at some point it was probably an old diner, but rather than being one of the big brands, it was just a small town diner, and its tea house. But for years it was abandoned and collapsed. But with all of this influx of the vault dwellers, they've basically repaired it as best they can. We're talking kind of tarpaulins over holes in the roof. This thing is not nice. It is not, even in the wasteland standards, this is not pleasant accommodation. But as you kind of walk down towards it, there are some of your former vault dwellers are kind of sat outside on old rickety chairs. They've got an old barrel in front of them that's burning with kind of coals or whatever, and they're kind of clinking bottles and drinking and making the best they can, keeping warm with the alcohol and with the fire. And kind of, as they always do, even with their chipper things, you kind of head down towards them. It's kind of like evening.
Well, howdy. Good evening to you.
Gee whiz, this is worse than the poor side of the wall.
Yeah, at least we're free.
But at least you're free. Is Reginald here?
Yeah, I think him and Lena they're in back. He's had a busy day. I think he went for a sleep after he'd been working the fields. Do you want me to fetch him?
No, we'll go on.
Well, if he is asleep, Miss Bash, I assume he will be less amicable to guests. Did you say he's with someone?
His wife.
They are not both in. Is there anyone else we can speak to if Reginald is indisposed?
Just that he's sleeping.
I know, but I do not want to interrupt.
Oh, well, you can talk to me. I
That
don't know what you want to talk about.
I get the radio out.
right. I'll just reach over. If the ritual is established now.
4, 5, 8, 3, 8.
This was the number. Oh, wait, no.
There you are. That's a new sequence.
Yep.
That's because somebody takes proper notes.
I did have a note. It's got the old ones in my head.
He kind of looked at it because it's a ham radio, but what's that?
That, my friend, is a number station on loop. Now, what interests me is who might be using it. It might either be the folks that have been bothering you fellas, or, as opposed to, an adversary, it might actually be access to an inverted vector, shall we say. Something that would, push back.
He kind of peers slightly past you and looks at Bash. Do you have a clue what this fella's saying?
No, Wolf. That's why I thought maybe one of you would. Not you, somebody else.
Oh my word.
All right.
No, is Terry here? He'd probably know.
No, Terry, he didn't make it. Daphne's here. Daphne, she hacked the overseers. I probably should have said that. Yeah, Daphne's here. Let me go and get Daphne.
Daphne will know, don't worry, guys.
Alright, I look forward to meeting Daphne.
He runs in. And a moment later, a young girl comes out. A young teenager, I guess would be the politest way to describe her. Very, very thin, really kind of both a mixture of malnourished, but also just very, very small, very petite. young girl, long black hair. She's wearing her Vault Dweller clothes, but then she's got like kind of bits of extra clothing on top so she can keep warm. And she comes out and she's like, Betty Ann, it's so good to see you.
Hey, Daphne! Awkwardly hug her.
Yeah, she kind of throws her arms up and
Oh, you
around.
presumably tower over.
Crushing her in your arms.
Hey, we need some help, and I bet you're the girl that can do it. Look at this radio.
Well, I believe she needs to listen.
4, 5, 8, 3, 8.
How many times do you think we can make Cap do this session?
I know, we just need to keep going for the rest of the session.
I could keep doing it very quietly.
Remember, he's on constant repeat as well, so you can just keep going, that'd be great. She looks and goes, that's an old world number station.
No, because those numbers changed in the last 2 days. It's active.
She kind of looks at you again and says, it's still an old world number station. It's probably someone's just updating it.
You're supposed to be intelligent.
It's a semantic point.
Please, say more things that insult him.
Can I? What's with those stupid tattoos? None of them make sense.
Anyway.
She takes out a biro, grabs your arm, and adjusts one of the equations.
Ma'am. Little ma'am, we're trying to find this place. Do you think you could help us figure out where this thing's coming from? You seem to know what you're about.
Yeah.
Turn physically towards her, away from her.
It's a good thing you've taken the conversation away. Trig's arm has started going towards his back.
Yeah, you just need to triangulate the station. If we set up 3 different points, I already know Tiger Mountain, and she kind of points outside of where Tyneshaws is. There was an old radio broadcast station up there. We came past that when we came in. If we got one of those, then we just need to send people to the 2 other ones. We've got fellas out there that are already salvaging. If we could get some of them to go out to the points with their pit boys, we could do this for you easy.
Well, that sounds amazing, Ms. Daphne. So what's that? You need us to go to Tiger Mountain, then your boys can find another one of these points? Is that right? Something like that?
No, we've already got... Tiger Mountain's just there, and she kind of points... It is the big hill that you kind of skirted around. She says, we've already got people up Tiger Mountain.
Oh, fabulous.
I'll have to check with some of the other fellas, see where they are. But we need 3.
Well, we know some people who can get us another one, some nice folk from the NCR, I think. And so we just need a 3rd, right?
From the where?
The North California.
The New California Republic.
Yeah, that's it.
Never heard of them. But I'll
What you actually need, surely, is just a radio attached to a decent computer system. Like those, pointing to a pit boy.
Didn't I just say that?
Surely, we do not need to worry about another party. We have you. We have the people you have mentioned on Tiger Mountain. I could simply walk bash out into the wilderness. We have 3.
We need the highest vantage point we can to get the widest signal.
I can simply walk bash out into the wilderness.
Trig, the child corrected your equation. I think we gotta listen to the child.
I like the
She
child.
didn't.
She seems like she means business.
She seems to know what she's talking about,
Yes,
and
right.
she keeps it simple. I understood
Yeah, I
everything.
like
It's
that.
clear, precise.
She told us we need to go, Daphne, and we'll go there. If you could find the other bits for us. You see what I mean?
Well, if you'd be so kind as to go to Winthrop's and get me some supper.
Do I have to go all the way there? Can I not just give you some food?
If you got food, that's fine.
I have some part of meat you can have.
How about this? Not only will I share food with you, I will give you 10 caps to never ride on my arm again.
Start rubbing out after me.
Frig, I wouldn't insult her. You've not seen what she can do with a machete.
No, I'm not insulted. I'm just wondering whether it's worth 10 caps or not.
consider that it was simply a little more insulting than you might have intended, girl.
Take the 10 caps, you tell me how they're wrong, and then I'll correct them at a later date.
They are not incorrect.
Deal. I promise not to ride on your arm again. She holds a hand out.
You will tell Mr. Rogers nothing. He has irritated enough of presence without him being fed alternative syntaxes.
So was that? Miss Abby, if you would be so kind as to just tell us what we need to do, point us in the right direction, we'll do it. We just need the guidance.
So, if you've already got some fellas that are going to go out there to one point, just you can talk to them.
I think they say they got a radio, so we should be able to talk to them on our radio, I assume.
Presumably.
So you get them on the holler.
Yeah.
I need to go and wake up Reg because I can't do this without telling Reg what I'm doing.
Sure.
And then Reg can radio out to our guys that are already out there. We should be able to get everything set up for you.
Oh, amazing.
And all you need to do is sit here, wait until we've got it triangulated. Once we know where it is, that's down to you, because I ain't going out there. But
Hey, that's our specialty, ma'am. Yeah, you're doing it real solid. Let's fiddle with this here thing. We'll see if we can get the NCR boys somehow.
yeah, and while you're doing that, Mr. Rogers, I've got a question about your hat. She wanders off down the street and starts talking to you. She gives you an entire list of equations and different things that you can do.
That's fine, I will definitely absorb all of that.
Will he?
Yes. I'll print out next session.
You mess around with it and you eventually kind of get this is Ranger O'Brien.
Oh, howdy there. My name is Eugene Brady. I don't know whether you got told by a superior. Sorry, are you the gentleman who's in town that we spoke to earlier today?
Yeah, you're the deputy. Yeah.
Right, we got ourselves some very handy people out here in Pine Shore that's going to help us do this triangulation thing. Can we get your boys to do their part of it and get that aspect of this done?
If you've got folk in place now, I'll get them on the comms.
I think it's on the brink of it. They're just they've got people out there. We're nearly there. We just need to, get everybody in the right place and then do it.
Give me the frequency to send it through to, and we'll get it set up. You do have it. She's already told you what her pit boy.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so frequency is digit.
We'll patch straight into her pit boy.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'll keep this channel open in case we have any problems. Looking at the confirmation. Because
Well,
has no idea about
it's
any
not
stuff.
necessarily whether we can keep this channel open so much as will we be interfering with you if we stay on this channel?
No.
Okay, then yes, we can use this one.
Alright, let's keep it here, and then if they have any problems doing what they need to do, they can tell us.
Yep.
Right, okay.
Oh, we'll obviously pass the frequency to the nearest ex-vault dweller.
Okay.
Contact us there.
As this conversation's kind of going off, she's running into the building. She comes back out pretty much as you're wrapping up the conversation with Reginald, who, as I said before, he's a very tall, thin man with a hawk-like nose, but a friendly smile, and short grey hair that's kind of slicked back. And he's currently like yawning and rubbing sleep from his eyes, but he does walk over. He kind of nods his head to acknowledge you, but he kind of walks over and doesn't say a word, but he just puts a hand on Bash's shoulder and kind of pats your shoulder and says, "It sounds like you've got yourselves a fun little experiment going off."
Well, if we are successful, what we'll actually have is a cache that might actually allow you to provide a sufficient reaction force to current events. Armament sufficient for the Red Claws.
I know what you mean. I'm just appreciating what Daphne here told me.
I told you not to insult them.
In my experience, girls Daphne's age will insult anyone they can simply attack.
Didn't realise you were a girl Daphne's age.
I said in my experience.
If anybody can do what you're asking for, I'm sure Daphne can. So,
Seems mighty capable, sir. We don't mean to put you to no trouble or nothing. If you could just help us out with this triangulation, then we'll get out of your hair.
friends of Bash are friends of mine.
Well, surely it's nice to meet you properly. I'd like to shake you by the hand.
He shakes it. And this is, I know we've met before, but I never really properly had a chance to introduce myself. Reginald Holcrum. It's a pleasure.
Eugene Brady, deputy of sorts. Mr. Rogers, that's Trig, and obviously you won't know Bash. Far better than we do.
Betty Ann, of course I do. She got us out of a real pickle. We're always thankful. And I apologise, my good wife Lena, she would have loved to be here to make you comfortable, but she's had a long day, so I've let her sleep in. But I'm sure Daphne here can do whatever it is that you've asked for. To be honest, I'm a botanist, it's above my head, but she knows what you're talking about. And Daphne is playing around, and you can hear her chatting to people and doing stuff whilst this is all going off.
Fantastic.
And he's like, we really are thankful for everything that you're doing. I've been speaking to Mayor Finch, and it's pretty swell what you fellas have been doing for us. So we do appreciate it. And it's the second time that Betty Ann's come round to our rescue.
I said I was going to try and make it up to you.
You've got nothing to make up for, Betty Ann. You didn't know what was going off, and when the time was right, you chose the right side.
I suppose I did. I'm glad that's how you feel.
Yeah, we're here. That's the main thing. And then at which point Daphne starts kind of jumping around with joy, and she's like, I've got it. And she kind of jabs to a point on your Pip-Boy, and where she kind of jabs, a little marker appears, and a place says River Point. River Point appears to be. Scroll down my notes. River Point is roughly about 6 or so miles away from Fulton, meaning it's about 10 hours away from where you currently are in Pine Shores.
What direction?
It is southeast of Fulton. So you could actually head down the I-90 interstate, and then you veer off from that and you head, when you get to Big town, the old ruins of Big Bend, you then swerve to the east, heading along the base of Mount Si. And River Point is a small, as far as you can make out, it looks like a small settlement, pre-war settlement, that was at the base of Mount Si. And she says, that's where the signal's coming from, but there's something hicky about it. If I could guess, I think it's been boosted, it's been relayed, so I don't think that's your source, but if you find that, you should be able to at least get a little bit more information.
Well, that is very impressive. Thank you very much, Ms. Daphne. You seem to have solved a big problem we've been dwelling on for days. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Anything to stick it to the man, as they say.
Definitely an expression what was used, yes.
All right. Well, it sounds like this is quite a long way away, folks. Maybe we should try and rest up here if they'll have us. 10 hours.
It would be more prudent than trying to travel in the dark.
A good night's sleep. Early start.
All right. I hope they will have us, though. It seems like they've forgiven us for the whole potatoes affair. Which is nice to know. Maybe we should go to Winthrop's, see if they got any room there, or...
Absolutely.
I'd offer you berths here, but we're mighty full. I'm afraid.
It's perfectly fine. We appreciate that.
Is it alright if I stay here and hang out with you guys for a bit?
You will. Until you can find a pillow on the floor.
I think I should.
Well, ma'am, you know where we'll be. And if we meet like bright and early, maybe just by the gate,
Okay.
if that's all right with you. All right.
Yep. So you head up to Winthrop's and you head inside. When you do go in, you kind of see what he means. It's like if you imagine we've stripped out all the furniture or everything that was in here, and all that there are now are just 12 like cots essentially. Some of them are literal cots, others are just like packing crates that they've stacked bedding on top of. Just anything so that they're just not sleeping directly on the floor. Total mishmash of blankets, and the inside looks as desolate as the outside. Again, it's just tarpaulins over the windows, oil cans burning just to try and give them some heat. Somebody has strung up a few kind of light bulbs along the ceiling, power cables, just to try and give it a bit of light. And there's a couple of those really old style little fan heaters blasting away, but you can barely even notice the difference that it makes.
Sometimes it seems like maybe we were batting in the ball. Anyway, Daphne, do you want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, sure. Let's make it fun though. And she runs over to her bed and she comes back with a little box that's just got some like shells in it and little trinkets and just like old world type little bits.
Oh, you little scamp. Well, I got some... I got some fancy lad snacks I can bet you.
Game.
Okay.
Brilliant. So yeah, you start doing that and talking. Reg kind of sits with you for a little while, just lets you play, but he just kind of sits with you for a while. Then he goes off back to bed. Outside, you can hear the folks still kind of sat around their oil can, laughing and joking. And it seems like, considering their situation, they are definitely keeping their spirits up the best they can. And you get a very strong vibe that they're glad to have you back. Winthrops, you head back up to there. It's pretty quiet because, as I say, this is only a really, really small settlement.
I just crossed the space at wind. Didn't say it before, get it?
Sorry?
Never mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. You wander in, so it's quiet. Mac, who is the owner of this place, you've met him before. He kind of smiles at you as you kind of come in. As you pointed out before, you've been to this town now so many times. You're quite popular. Not popular. You're quite recognisable. Yes.
Infamous.
And he tips his head to you, kind of grabs 4 tankards and then realises there's only 3 of you, so he puts one back to the side. Another day, another visit.
Hello, Matt. How are you doing?
Good, I guess. Making
I
do.
say it's not just drinks today, actually. It's also looking for some room.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I don't know if you heard me or if this was always going to be this way, guys.
You got anywhere for 3 people to kip down? We needed somewhere to spend the night.
Well, I had rooms. I mean, you stopped them before, but it's a mighty strange thing. We've started having an influx of farmers and folk from the outside coming into town. I don't know where they got that word from.
Makes sense. Got a back room we could sleep in, nothing at all.
I've got 14 caps just here, just sat here looking for a nice...
I've got a storeroom that's got barrels. If you want to sleep on the barrels and you're willing to pay for it, I'm willing to give you blankets. When I say blankets, I'm talking sacks and a few bags, but
Hey,
it's warmer than nothing.
Seems like I got a better deal.
It is certainly preferable.
To be fair, Winthrops is warmer.
It is certainly preferable to trying to sleep on the street.
Thank you, Mac. I guess we'll take it. Now, let me see. Is that everything we need to do? I think so. Oh, there was something I mean to ask you, Trick.
Mm-hmm.
You're a gun man, right?
I can
You
use
do
one.
guns, right? You do fancy things to guns
What?
sometimes.
I do enjoy tinkering.
This is I pulled Tiffany out of my She's an older lady now, and she's getting a little less reliable than I like. Is there anything you could do about that? Not necessarily now, but I was wondering, you know.
If anyone around here is selling a few pieces, I think there's something that could be done with this.
So can I just ask, whereabouts are you talking about this? Are you still at the bar?
I'm assuming in the bar having a drink.
Yeah.
See, we haven't gone to the barrel room.
Mac just hollers over. Bit of Rose. She's got a workbench and she's got the parts, as long as you can deal with the attitude.
I mean, that was why I was unsure, to be honest. Having dealt with Miss Rose, I assumed she wouldn't be partial to sharing her bench.
Oh, she'll charge you for it.
I was kind of hoping for a freebie.
Well, if you're truly desperate, you can always stump up the cost of the bench, and I'll do the rest.
See what? Let's see how much it costs, and then if it's too much, I can wait. It's not urgent. It's just.
I mean, we can always see what we bring back from our.
If you can do the work yourself, you could try down at the by the purifiers. They've got workbenches down there. I mean, they are technically for keeping the purifier up and running, but you're doing the town of solids, so it's worth asking.
I'm not against that. It'd be nice to hear the hum of a purifier. Although, glancing towards sort of the doorway, I'm not sure we're operating the ideal weather for this.
So,
It's alright. It's like I said, it's not urgent, but at some point, put my gun away again.
so we've got a long day ahead of us tomorrow.
Alright, well then I'll drink to you guys and then I'll turn in.
That's kind of you.
Yeah, I'm getting my head down too.
Yeah. So you all get an early night, even with the vault dwellers. You definitely get to spend a lot of time with her. Other people come and talk to you as well because they're really glad to have you back. So you get offered food and drink, whatever hospitality they can give to you. But again, they go to bed pretty early because it's the only way they can technically keep warm. But come the morning, you all wake up a little stiff, a little uncomfortable. You were pretty much sleeping on the floor, on pallets, and you guys were sleeping on barrels and crates. But it's better than being outside, as you pointed out. And it is like the crack of dawn. Outside is a steely grey sky. The snow appears to have stopped for now, but there is still a reasonable amount of it kind of across the grounds. But at least it looks like today you have visibility.
I'm just a little white as I wake up. There'll probably be a few while I was awake. But I'll just leave a little folded up letter on the pillow I slept in. On the front of it, it just says family. I'll try and sneak off. But I didn't know.
True question is, who won rock, paper, scissors?
We'll never know.
Is this a letter that you've written out that you want to read out, or?
I have written. No, I've written it. Yeah, but I think based on the nice events that we've had, I won't read it out. Maybe a bit later.
Okay,
But not right now.
that's fair enough. Somebody can always pick it up and put it in their pocket, and we'll save it for a later
No.
point. Lovely.
Well, good morning, Miss Bash. You ready to head out?
Gee whiz, here I am.
What I will pass Eugene on waking up is a series of sketches of ideas of what to do to Tiffany. Not like, throw it away, but like genuine improvements. But Trig thinks he's capable of.
Jesus, I forgot. Eugene's gun was called Tiffany. I wonder what.
For the briefest of moments, I was thinking he was talking about Daphne, and then my brain kicked in as well. So yeah.
Before we
Syrinscape of how to suck Daphne into oblivion.
Before we leave, I will pay for 4 hot meals for us all to eat before leaving.
Very kind.
And I'll work out calculations in the break and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll sort that out. So we've all been well fed for the day.
Yes.
Warm food. Because it's going to be a long, cold walk for those without good survival.
Yes.
Always into the wilderness. Who's good at following maps?
Hang on, you say 4 hot meals? There's a hound. We've neglected to mention so far this session, to be fair.
You're gonna share yours.
That's got
Yeah.
like pound protection. Like, that went swimming in a river and didn't freeze. So it's got what's it? Law, story, safety.
Plot armor.
Yeah, plot
that's
armor.
the one. It's got the thickest plot armor and stomach.
Yeah.
Little did we know,
It
it's the
could-
shaggiest husky you've ever seen.
It could literally probably eat a radioactive bar and still somehow come out perfectly fine the other end of it.
The thing is, I swear I've known dogs like that.
I think one of them is under the table right now.
Just keeping our feet warm.
So we do in fact have a studio hound with us.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so you set off. The again, we won't retell the story backwards to towards Fulton, because you're not actually going to Fulton. This time you travel all the way down the way that you have to Fulton, but when you get to the Route 202 and the old tram, the old snowplow that I said before that was all on the road, beforehand you always then headed north up towards Fulton. This time you need to continue heading further south and then curve around to the east. Heading
Is it down here? Is this southeast?
Let's see.
For those who are not in the studio, hopefully our overseer will be able to put a copy
Actually,
of
Yeah,
like
well, I
Okay.
have a copy of the map, but I'm not going to put it up yet because there were some other things on it.
Fine choices there. So we came along, we normally turn.
If I may have the piece of paper for a moment, I will.
I've tried to mark where I thought
Well,
it
I signed
was.
it, but I don't actually have a pencil with me. Cause
You can tell they've wandered out into the wilderness.
It's just bash logic.
Is we have
okay,
Was it close?
it's more of a case of I'll pencil through it rather than drawing on it, I'm afraid. But
Oh my.
Oh no!
so yeah, as you can see on the map, it's not the easiest of routes. It's not local. It's quite isolated. Oddly weird that. And in the total opposite direction to all the other things that you currently have on your Pip-Boy.
It's a lot further than I thought.
where's the adventure without the adventure?
That's why we're starting early.
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
How long would this take to travel?
I believe it was
10 hours. Now, you can make an endurance and survival test with a difficulty of 1 to keep up the pace. That will let you do it in 10 hours. You could increase that difficulty to get there faster, but there is a risk of you getting fatigued by doing so. Do also remember that, as we said beforehand, that your warm coats allow you to travel for a number of hours equal to your survival times 2 before you need to start warming yourselves, or else you again start to take fatigue.
Yep.
I think it's only natural of us to probably travel halfway or to a safe location. Probably stop,
Yep.
warm up anyway to take a proper,
I mean, it's
find
winter
a
anyway.
landmark.
By
If
the
we're
time
going
we travel
along,
10 hours, it's
we
getting
might
dark.
we might be able to put a landmark along the route that we're going anyway.
Well,
If there's a weird shaped rock or
well,
something like that.
Technically, the old snowplow is, as I say, 4 hours away from Pine Shores.
Yes.
And it's the point where you then turn off into uncharted territory. You do know that the old snowplow, again, it's always rusted, but you know it's there. You've been past it many times.
We've got 6 hours remaining.
Yeah, you could.
We could warm up here and then start fresh.
The other prospect, of course, is you could simply ask any scavengers, farmers, if they know of any structures that way.
What farmers?
I assume farmers travel in and out of this place if any are still alive.
If you're asking around about this place, Can you please make me a charisma and speech roll?
I mean, this is me suggesting it to the party.
Well, basically, whoever's asking, make me the roll.
Don't persuade you to engage with this.
You are mighty speechful.
I'm asking. Sure.
No, if you're not, I will try and take points because of...
Forward.
Ooh, we're gonna, you know,
Oh shit.
that is a success.
Okay.
By definition, even with this high roll, there's still a success in it.
It's not a very hard question.
A success is enough for the people to tell you that there is no river point. So you're talking about a settlement over the river point. There's like there are no settlements out that way. But the more you talk to people, what you eventually figure out is the fact that there are old ruins out that way. However, they are teeming with feral ghouls, irradiated,
This is fine.
and generally not a nice place. People just don't go there because there are easier pickings, there's better locations to go to. You are travelling out to, as it's politely put to you, the arse end of nowhere.
Best thing about going there, though, there'll be loot because no one else has been there.
Very
Put a positive swing on it.
But can we kill the feral ghouls when we're
I
like
mean-
killing your kind?
We kill humans all the time.
Shall we go this here snowplow and have ourselves a little snack and see how we're doing?
Yeah. So you get to the snowplow without any issues.
Yeah.
You can now light a fire if that's what you're doing.
Yep.
Eat your food,
Warm up.
refresh your timer, as it were, for the travelling.
Our warm.
Yeah.
So no one mentions any useful structure, even a couple of hours away.
Not with
Darn
any
it.
luck.
No. What you are told is that there is the old Interstate 90, which heads in that direction, and there is an old bridge called the Metcalfe Bridge, which does go over the Snoqualmie River. But again, everything in that area is broken and ruined. The bridge is not intact, but is your best chance to at least get across the river.
Yep.
But yeah, they can't tell you anywhere that is safe or warm, but they can at least say, yeah, that the Metcalfe Bridge is your best chance of getting across the river without having to swim.
Good thing about feral ghouls is if they're there, the red cloaks may not be there.
Suppose.
Alternatively, if they are, they'll have been worn down.
Yeah, one end or the other would have.
Yes.
So we try and push on then,
Mm-hmm.
or are we gonna try and break this into 2 days? I think we should push on personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Push on.
Yep. So you set off about 7 o'clock. You travel for 4 hours. So it's about 11ish. You've had maybe an hour to warm yourself up, so you can set off again by midday essentially. And you veer off to 202, heading onto the Interstate 90. Now this is one of those roads that it was a big proper interstate road. So back in the day, you're talking kind of like 2 or 3 lanes on either side, multiple parts where the road actually kind of rises up above the ground in almost like a bypass overgoing the beautiful valleys underneath. Of course, that was before the war. Now, it's large parts of it have collapsed.
The roads used to be so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, you used to have issues with potholes, but this is taking the mickey now.
Smoother.
And you do continue travelling for a couple more hours. Eventually, you do start to see the river kind of going off. The snow is crisp out here. You don't see any signs of any other activity. There's the odd print from maybe rat stags or other animals, but no sign of anybody else. You don't see any other travellers, any caravans or anything. You pass a few kind of small settlements. I'm talking pre-war settlements, but they are just collapsed, snow covered over. They even look too much trouble to loot because they're just a mess. But eventually you head out onto this the interstate. Heading along, you see some broken old signs that do tell you that there is the Metcalfe Bridge. You start heading across this dilapidated old bridge. It's one of those kind of large iron bridges that kind of curves up. But you can see that the metal is already kind of twisted and a mess going on it. Beneath is a deep rocky defile that leads down to the river. You can see there are multiple rusted cars and vehicles all on the westbound lane, so heading from the east to the west, presumably towards Seattle at some point, left abandoned centuries ago. And you can see that a large section of the bridge appears to have fallen away and has been patched over by some suspect-looking boards. On the far side of the gap, someone also seems to have constructed a humble shack pushed up against the barricades.
Humble. Description of humble.
Humble, yeah.
Not threatening,
Yeah.
humble.
You can also see there's many of the vehicles on the stretch of road, the doors are wide open and there are like bodies laying on the floor, skeletons all kind of scattered.
Oh, okay, right. You said bodies, I went...
No, like skeletons all kind of like,
Yeah.
presumably have been taken out of the vehicles and just left on the bridge. But also it is 9:30, so I think it's probably a good point to say that you've approached this gap, you look at these suspect boards, you look down the considerable distance to the raging river beneath, and then across at this humble shack, and then back at the boards.
Suspiciously humble.
Yes, suspiciously humble. Oh. Right, so yes, as we had left off, our wasteland wanderers are travelling to River Point, which is at the base of Mount Si, where you believe there is a weird radio signal being transmitted. Maybe not the source, but definitely something that will lead you to the source. But you are currently on the Metcalfe Bridge, and I call it the Metcalfe Bridge. It was the Metcalfe Bridge. It's now the Metcalfe non-bridge, for it has got a big hole in it.
You said there were suspicious planks? It's a sort of bridge.
I did. I said that there were a dilapidated bridge running through a deep rocky gorge. Blah, blah, blah. A bridge falling away with some suspect-looking boards and a humble shack.
Exactly, it's a humble shack. It's the boards you've got to look out
The
for.
words are important.
Of course.
Shifty eyes.
Somewhere out there's a wanted poster for these planks.
I honestly had the Brooklyn Nine-Nine cold open where they get them singing as part of the police lineup with boards, which is a wonderfully surreal image to have as I try to get back in character. Now, I'm not sure about crossing, but I'm less sure about the inhabitants of that building if there are any.
I got a feeling, and this could be a completely erroneous feeling, but I got a feeling, first of all, there's something about that humble shack, and second of all, this feels like about the right time when normally I would step on a mine. So I just think we should be very careful.
I say we send the plot armor first. I mean the dog.
The dog's too light. The plot armor means that the dog would get across without activating any of the mines anyway.
You hold on to the
There
dog.
are mine.
To be fair, unless it's a very big dog, it's going to be like half the weight of a person at most.
You carry the dog.
That is quite...
Send a
Well-
toddler across.
I propose, very simply,
The toddler would have to be holding the dog to be the weight of what everybody else.
I propose very simply that Mr. Rogers takes point and shouts hello to whoever's in the shack, and the rest of us take cover in hand. Mr. Rogers, you have the most plausible cover story to be heading out there. You are a prospector. You are aware there is a radiator. No humans will have been that way. If they are friendly, great. If they're not, well, the rest of us are already ready to provide covering fire.
You're a ghoul.
How's my plot armor looking?
Shining.
You got this.
And look, if anything goes wrong, we'll just throw you in a waste barrel and you'll be right as rain.
Can I take your dog with me, please?
Yeah, if it'll help enhance your image as a friendly gentleman.
It definitely will. And it's at my ankle the entire way.
You'll
Just to
propose
clarify, I
across.
mean, it's at your ankle the entire way across the suspect-looking boards.
possible. Oh, wait, who's that? I'm the lightest.
Mr. Rogers, my proposal was you shout before we cross. If they're not friendly, then we know that it's probably a trap. If they are
If
friendly,
anyone has a scope, they can look through the scope to see if anyone was there.
yeah, which is what
Hold on.
carefully hidden Eugene could do from behind a car.
I was gonna unsling Matilda anyway, because I was gonna keep you covered. Let's see if we can see anything about this here humble cabin. Shack, sorry. It's not even a cabin.
Go lay across the car for cover. Musket drawn. Ready.
Okay.
See anything with my scope?
Let's have a,
I'm also scouring the in between cars because I'm so sure there's mines.
let's have a perception and survival roll.
Oh,
Each or party.
It is Eugene that is looking through the scope, so you can assist Eugene.
Okay. Wow. Did you get at least one? Oh, pity.
sorry. I guess I could spend a lot.
Please do. I'd hate to waste a crit.
Go on then. Come on.
Sounds like you lot walked in first.
Hey.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
So,
total.
you only needed 2, so you've got 2 AP to ask.
I feel a little bit safer now walking across there.
What I will tell you for your freebie is that, and you did say you were looking at the vehicles as well as the humble shack. So there were lots of, let's say, empty vehicles on this bridge, but there were a couple that stand out to you. There's a cargo truck that looks like it still has its back down on it. That's kind of actually on your side of the bridge, which is why you can see that. There is a military transport, one of those APC type little vehicles. Well, it's not really a little vehicle, so it's an APC big vehicle on the bridge, also heading westward. And there is an old sedan that still has its doors shut. So all the other vehicles all look like they've been raided, but these look like, for whatever reason, people haven't been able to get into them.
They look heavy.
I think
In answer to your main question, though, the initial thing is you do not notice any movement from the humble shack.
Right.
Now you have your questions.
without questions, I believe it would be, without any further spying for detail, I believe the most pertinent thing right now to do is change strategy.
I do want to ask one very specific
Go
question.
for it.
Now, this might be paranoia on my part, but I just want to know, what's the mine situation looking like over here?
For your point there, and the fact you've got 2 crits, you do not spy anything that looks like a mine.
It's in disguise. Doesn't look like a mine.
Explosives, mines in disguise.
Looks like a death.
In the game, I would just do it. There will be mines. I would walk into them.
Oh yeah.
Not think to look.
I propose a change in tack if we are not simply trying to get a gentleman's attention with a cover story. I propose that the rest of us take cover and prepare to provide cover and fire as Bash goes ahead with the hound.
I mean, I could just sneak up there and have a look closer.
There is also the subtle approach, but I assume we've probably been seen already if anyone's planning an ambush here.
Well, them vehicles look like they make some good pickings, but let's make sure the area is safe first. Whoever goes, I'll stay here. I've got my rifle covering.
Why don't I sneak up first? Attempt. If I get so far, then you can walk up afterwards. At least then I'm closer in case anyone does pop up. I'm closer to shoot them, and you've got cover fire. It also used to be known as pepper pot.
Girl, you stick with Bash.
Move. So if I move forward, you move forward. We have covering fire, then they catch up to us.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers getting all tactical.
I played video games back in the day.
I mean, that's also basic fire team mod design, but yes.
Anyway,
So,
Sneak up.
you could sneak, but before you sneak anywhere, you need to actually see how well you do at crossing these suspect-looking planks.
oh, so suspicious.
Okay.
It is, as I say, essentially a long, thin plank stretching the gap. We're not talking a makeshift bridge, we are talking a plank.
Do we have a rope?
We did have rope at one point.
Not
I
me.
think.
Is this an agility?
Oh, maybe not.
This is agility and athletics, yes. The good news is if you fall, it's a fairly soft landing.
And it's radiated. So.
Well, let's say it's a fairly soft landing because, I mean, you're dropping essentially a zone and you're going to be landing in a fast-moving river.
Which is an interesting way for him to be tortured eternally.
We have got rope. From all the way back in chapter 1.
I would like to suggest rope.
It's metal cable. I remember that.
Oh, it's the wires, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it was like
Yeah.
copper wire or something, but we've got it.
The chances are, if you take any southern forge, you're going to get sliced in half like a
This is
cheese
why we
ball.
don't quite like a little.
I don't know, because
Because what we could do is get the other side, tie it on something else, and you've got a hold to walk across if you jump
Valid.
between two vehicles.
absolutely valid. I was going to say, on the other hand, of course, the prospect of him being sliced in half sounds more merciful than him falling in an irradiated river where he gets bashed into rocks, healed by the radiation, bashed into more rocks, and it just sort of continues until he's mentally broken.
Have you been reading my notes? I literally had that written down.
Somehow I feel like Trig should cross first.
I had to double check the rules on how much radiation you need to take to be able to heal, and it was 3 points because I've got it written in just here.
I like how this is already pre-written. I'd like the audience to notice this. What would be really lovely is if we could have some extra AP right now. You can use your points to do it if you're watching.
You could always buy some.
Yeah, but I could literally just buy some. But I'm not allowed to do that currently because someone else has got to do it first.
Yeah.
Looking at the track.
Players should not be using bits or buying them. That's for the viewers.
Yeah. And they're not to be bought.
You have an AP to burn.
The players have a mechanic for buying them. It's called buying them.
It's okay, we've got one right there. So what we're going to do, as on the first one going across, I would like some of this wire. Because my thought process is, if I get the other side successfully, or if I don't, I don't fall so far. If I do, I can tie it to something at the other end, and when you lot cross, you've got something to assist you across.
Okay. So you're not using the wire to assist you in a minute. You're just literally carrying the wire.
I'm going to have it
For a
tied,
rated
I'm
person
going to have it
outside.
like attached to a
I guess you could make it
sturdy
harder
belt
to
loop.
attach to the plank, which wouldn't give you that much trouble, would it?
Oh, I was gonna suggest I hold it, but then I forgot it's just.
Oh,
Bardic
the
one.
bardic one.
You're lovely.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
I'd like to use that one straight away. So I've got an extra die. Can I borrow it?
I have two.
No, I need one. We'll keep one there. And yeah, we'd like to makeshift some sort of. So I've got a real nice thick coat on, so it shouldn't hurt as much. A bit of under my arms, a bit so if I fall, it just holds me there.
Yeah, it won't hurt as much when you get to use wire.
Then.
You'll be fine.
It's fine, yeah.
So that's I think it's agility and survival to see how well your rope tying tactics work.
To be fair, at this point we can still help him. Oh,
No, that's okay because it's still a success actually. I've got 12 as agility
Oh,
survival.
actually, yeah, you should be doing it. I don't know what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
yeah, you think it's a good note. It's a good note, a good knot even.
Yeah. And then I'll use 3 dice to cross it. Hoping someone else is holding on to it at the other end.
Oh, you
Muscles.
wanted, you wanted us to do that?
Well, yeah, because if I fall, the rope goes with me.
Oh, sure.
Oh wow, I'm not supposed to be the intelligent
I
character.
did say tie it to the plank.
I don't know. What do you think?
Got the back to run.
That's not a nice name to call Bash.
I don't know about this. I feel like you started doing it without specifying. That's the impression I get.
Yeah, I just suggested.
Agility, athletics.
Yes.
Am I stronger than the plague?
Luckily, I've got luck here as well.
I mean, on the
But so I'm going to have to use 1. I'm going to have to use 1. That's a success, but
you do not trust your luck.
oh, you know what? That's 2 successes.
Okay. Mr. Rogers, you
I'll do
skirt
this link.
slowly across the plank. You do make it to the other side. However, for all of you that are watching, Mr. Rogers is fairly light. You know, he's as gaudy, he's not wearing heavy armour, he's not really got much equipment on him. That plank bows when you get to the middle.
Bows. Because it's me.
Yeah.
Just
For that, the plank snaps. But no. The plank definitely struggles with the weight of Mr. Rogers.
So I've got all this copper in my, all these caps in my pocket weighing me down.
Oh dear. I ain't moving from here, I don't think.
Now you can obviously make your stealth if you want to, or others can go across the plank if they want to join you.
Well, if you're securing the cable around,
How big of a gap is this?
It's too far to jump.
Yeah, but if I was to find something else to help create a crossing for them.
Is it a car-sized gap? Or bigger than a car?
I would say bigger than the car, unfortunately.
is it a truck-sized gap?
Is it a truck-sized gap?
A truck would go over it. However, you physically pushing a truck over there would be...
It's that ghoul strength. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you pushing a car, pushing a truck. It's not going to happen.
It's okay, we'll do some stretches first.
both push cars at the same time.
If the entire audience was to buy you action points, you still would not be able to push a
Oh, I
truck.
was waiting for the answer. I was about to say, if we just have one viewer at this point, this is great.
Wait a minute. So you just stood over there like dithering with the rope over your arm? Like,
I'm going to have to tie it to something at least, aren't I?
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
you could tie it to a car. Bumpers are great for...
you kind of by yourself. What are you
For a tow hook.
doing? Because if you're dithering, are you dithering?
You could tie it to a tow hook, but just remember that the cars are coming westward, so the tow hook's at the back of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the front that's facing towards where they are, so you'd have to kind of go around and tie it.
Probably best to try and do this sneakily, just in case.
There's also the option simply to bust open a car's windscreen tied to the steering wheel, but okay, whatever's happening now.
Was it sneak and... What's the other part of the sneak?
It's agility.
You know what? That is still 2 successes. It was almost 3. That's 2 successes.
You move very low, very quietly, very gracefully. The first time ever people have actually witnessed Mr. Rogers being silent.
Always the silent one. Everyone else is loud in the rolls.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Who's Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
Well, I've made it over.
You make it over, you attach your rope to the car.
Cool. I assume it's relatively parallel to the board, for the sake of argument.
As parallel as he can get it.
Yeah.
He's not shifting the cars or anything, he's literally tied it to wherever he can, so it will help, yeah, but it's not perfect.
Yeah. It's enough that we could use it as part of getting over. In which case, since the balance assist is now there.
Also, you have to leave something heavy behind.
His dignity.
His ego. I mean, the radiant
I've got that.
weighs so much.
We currently actually don't have much use for it anyway. So, yeah, okay.
Who's the next lightest, I suppose?
Okay, solid. Yeah, I will use the rope to assist myself. Clinging onto it for dear life.
Agility and athletics.
And I'm going to buy off you.
There we
Still got
go.
one.
Boom.
I get a reroll if I'm buying one. A free reroll on top of
And
the
so do I when he buys them, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually,
At least it's going to be on him this time.
Are you using this one as well, or are you just buying the one?
No, I'm just buying one of them. So
Okay.
I'll leave that for the rest of you.
Boo is boo.
Who's in the chat?
Better.
I'm still on my scarf.
Okay, call that die 3. That is 3 successes so far. Make that 5.
Okay. You make it to the other side very nimbly, making 4 AP for your fellow players.
Spicy.
I'm gonna cross, okay.
I'm gonna get her hold
Getting rich.
What's next?
and call the dog over.
Sorry, that's
Who
really
presumably does not have that much issue.
No, but he doesn't. But you stand next to the sneaking, hunkered down Mr. Rogers and whistle and shout, "Here, girl."
I'm trying to work this correctly,
I
right?
mean, I have previously established that if anyone's trying to ambush us, I think they've seen us already.
As he's done that, with as little damage as possible, let's click around the back of the head and go, trying to be subtle here. Get down.
As I previously pointed out, Mr. Rogers, if there were an ambush, it would have occurred by now. They also would have taken the moment that either of us were on that plank to begin shooting.
And you whispered really loud.
Well, that's simply due to the division between play and audience and the fact that I have to be audible on the mic.
What's happening over there?
A certain degree of fourth wall breaking.
As in character, I'm going to sit down, cross my legs, cross my arms,
In a huff.
and just huff and just think, why did I even bother trying to be subtle?
Go into the shaft!
You know what? That's a good idea.
Maybe we should cross over first before we start to protagonise the
No.
humble shack after this suspicious board.
I don't think you can antagonise the shack unless it's a gazebo situation. But yeah, we will wait for 3 and 4pence before we begin actually bothering the shack or the truck, I think. He's right on that.
Eugene.
I don't see you doing it!
We're waiting for you!
I've got you in my sights, it's fine!
Wait, you've got us in your sights?
Yeah!
Okay, I'm gonna cross.
I assume you're going to use one of the...
Yes.
As Bash is crossing, this conversation continues.
Bardic's 100% correct. What if it is a mimic gazebo masquerading as a shack?
And this is Fallout, so it'd be a mutated mimic gazebo.
A
why it's a
legendary
shack.
gazebo.
That's a mute gazebo.
That's why it's humble.
What do I get with an AP again?
An extra
An
die.
extra die.
Cool, give me an extra die, please, quick.
Did you get a complication?
No.
You can reroll that with a luck point.
Roll
Come on,
3 dice
clearly
anyway.
only need 1 success. Come on.
Well, the Bardic has been extra kind and has just brought you another AP.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thank you,
From
Bardic.
experience, we do need one though, right?
Bardic, I'm trying to kill them. Stop being nice.
I have 1 success.
Action points give them an extra dice, so they can spend an action point and it gives them an extra dice. So there is an increased chance of success, but obviously there was also the increased chance of a complication on
The
some
important
dice.
thing is,
Don't get many of them.
Steve was ever so kind to put his ones behind a paywall.
Oh, there should be an option
Yeah.
Paywall.
on the panel to the bottom left. I think it is. You can give me AP or
But it costs you
players.
twice the
No, no,
amount
no, 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 no. We don't need to tell people about that. We don't need to reference it at all. Are you going in yet?
No, my ones are bits because I didn't want people to spend them all on
Yeah.
making things hard for the players. But yeah, channel points. I've already got players. I need to add. I'll add.
That's
Alan.
a lot of hard work. Like, you're such a busy individual with such an important
No,
job.
it's fine.
Yeah,
1
yeah.
success.
1 success. Is she across?
Just remind me, how much does your equipment weigh? Because you've got quite a lot of gear, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. I imagine your carry weight's pretty high at this moment. Or at least higher than the rest of us.
Oh.
Bash, Krang,
I'm
Crash.
gonna guess like 85.
Well, no, because I've got this
No,
lot,
Crash and
haven't
Will
I?
are her alternative
Yeah,
characters.
it's gonna be heavy. Have you not got weight for that?
Is that 4? No.
God,
You've got the
it's
missile
not-
launcher.
14?
Oh god, I forgot
Yeah.
that.
So, did you fail or did you get a complication?
No complication.
No, I failed.
Succeeded as well.
2 fails and 1 success.
Okay, so Bash gets halfway across the plank, which is bowing significantly, and then you have that where, do you know when you start to wobble and you literally can't adjust your weight, so all you do is you're constantly just trying to juggle and keep yourself upright, so you don't move anywhere, but you are now stuck in the middle of the plank, which is, you can literally hear audible sounds of the wood starting to splinter.
Oh.
Run.
You would need to make another attempt.
Is there any way that I can use my strength, like to grip the rope and
Throw the missile launcher.
No, you crazy people. Use the missile launcher to propel yourself forward. With that missile launch makes it feel really cool.
Yeah, throw it to us, not in the water.
Yeah.
Just dive for it. I'm not very good at throwing because somebody
Yeah,
said throwing.
throw the missiles at your friends.
Not the missiles, the launcher. No missiles.
We've got plenty of AP. You could use.
Is there no
You can use
way
AP
I
again.
can strength it across?
Use AP to do it. AP.
And look if you have to.
Okay. AP,
Mhm.
AP.
How many dice are you using?
3.
Oh yeah, sorry. Or would it be gone for one?
Shit.
Oh,
shit.
What happened?
Shit.
You got luck. You got luck.
Yeah. Look.
Oh, yeah, but that's.
Yeah, but you got athletics as well, so you're okay.
No.
Oh.
Reroll. Sick. Hey, but I don't think
You'll suck the
You
other
feel
side
sick,
of the
but you've not
line.
even been in the irradiated water yet.
What happened?
It was worse.
Can you just keep re-rolling?
No. No. So, just a failure or complication?
Just a failure.
So, yeah, you've not got any further forward, you've not got any further back. All Bash is literally doing is like flapping her arms around, squealing, and just desperately trying to keep your balance.
Bash, throw us the heavy equipment.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do that either.
Yeah, even just like reaching behind you to pull the rocket launcher off your back is going to lose your balance. You're
Okay.
I'm here forever back.
Come on, your luck can't be that bad. It has to change eventually. And other gambling fallacies.
Can I not? Can I not just break the board and pull myself up with strength?
How's it going to stay
You
up?
wouldn't be able to reach the side. If you broke the board, you would just drop
I think
straight
you're talking
into
about
the
the wire.
What
Cable.
about the
Oh.
rope?
You would more likely lose fingers.
I'm wearing gloves.
If you remember, Eugene skipped out on this wire.
We didn't buy it. I think we found it.
No,
we didn't buy it.
no.
It was for tying people
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I
You say
did
Eugene
skip
skipped out. I believe it was Mr. Rogers who purchased it.
Was it? Okay.
I bought
We
the
all
water.
skipped out.
I apologise.
Oh.
Yeah, he skipped out on that though too.
It's fine for me.
Water.
Is it fine for you?
So,
Yeah. His
Bash.
pint is sterile.
I'm going to have to rush you because this plank is creaking.
I don't know what to do. Do I just keep rolling?
Can you
Keep
dive
rolling,
forward,
rolling,
dive
rolling.
back?
Hope not to roll bad this time.
But how would that help me in what I've
So
already
you just
done?
need a success.
What? Just keep rolling?
Use another AP. Temptation to let you use free AP, just get an extra dice on top of it.
You can always buy AP if you're struggling.
We've still got free AP
Still got
there.
three, we've got plenty.
That's
That's
better.
so
Oh,
much
sweet,
better.
2 successes.
Ah, there you go.
You finally manage to kind of right on yourself and throw yourself forward, landing on your knees on the far side.
I assume your muscles are shaking.
And yeah, your whole body is jelly.
I swear I'm good at something, guys. Just haven't really shown it yet.
So it's just the lightweight Eugene and the big radio.
What are you waiting for? Open the door! I got you covered, it's fine.
You know what? I don't think we're going to convince Eugene to come over. I say we just
Can't wait for something to
Oh,
sneak up
wait.
behind Eugene.
This is, I just remembered, this is the way we have to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought we were going in the shack! Oh. Oh, I thought this was an optional thing, right?
We would not waste this much time. This was on this harder side.
I thought it was weird you were all going. I was very happy to wait here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Damn.
And now we see what happened to the old townsfolk.
I'm not a good decision maker.
Are you suggesting that Eugene left them to die?
No, no.
I'm a man of action, but not a man of thinking.
God, Eugene, even I knew that, you dumb.
Oh. Everybody's rooting to me. I ain't done nothing to deserve it.
Look, I've already conceded, to be fair. Eugene does have a good scoping point from there. And I don't think Eugene's so willing to come across, so we might as well knock on the shack now.
Alright.
There might be something in the shack, like some lead rope.
That's true.
Always press a button in there, this lift comes up.
The thing is,
Shall we go check, just in case?
the thing is, you guys will cross the bridge, but I'm on the side with all the vehicles to loot, I believe.
You are.
Yeah, it's me. But I'm already way down by this radio. Right, well, I'm going to be puzzling that out while you guys...
Yeah, do you think
Go
we
and
can
look at
carry
the shack.
extra weight over there? No, we'll carry way back.
We don't want to come back this way, do we?
No response.
Right, I'm just going to boot it down. What?
I was being polite
No.
first.
I'd like to have submachine gun in one hand.
Drake knocks, and then Betty Ann bashes in the door of the humble shack.
Oh. That might be a nice resting space.
It flies open with a crash, and there's a clattering and smashing of bottles and furniture that, like there's the bookshelf at the side. Stuff is knocked onto the floor. You see like 2 bottles of new cola that smash and their contents spill out across the floor.
Miss Holloway, this would have been a good night shelter.
Still
Would
is.
have.
We still is.
There is a mattress on the floor. Laying on the mattress is a corpse. The corpse is not alive, by the definition of the word corpse. However, it is teeming with maggots that are wriggling and moving over its greyish flesh. Surrounding the body, there are several empty bottles of whiskey and some like open tins of pork beans. The body itself looks like it has got multiple lacerations and marks all across it, and bits of flesh missing, as if something has had a good gnawing at it.
I'll let you two look around there, see whatever's hiding it.
Is that a sweeping brush or another rigid implement?
No, the humble shack does not have a sweeping brush, unfortunately.
Fortunately, the
Say
cleaner
other
does.
rigid implement.
Got a corpse.
It's quite rigid at this point.
Hey. No, it's quite soft at this point.
Oh yeah.
There's a door.
There is.
There's a liberated door.
There's a plank,
We got much bigger
There
than
is.
Don't
Frank's
think
a
so.
bit wieldy.
as opposed to a door.
Yeah. The door's available. The plank might be in use any moment. Miss Holloway, if you could assist me, I say walking over to the door. We're just gonna remove our guest here.
the door.
The host to a series of yet to be flies.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted me to remove the door
All that
for
protein.
some reason.
The maggots.
Appreciate the
Just to clarify there. Just to
We're just
once-
gonna use the door
Darkness behind the
to
eyes.
give the mattress a little shove without having to get a bit too close for comfort.
Just flip the mattress.
What?
Flip the mattress.
Flip the mattress? Why?
We could find the other side.
You enjoy chaos, just do it.
I'm
don't
gonna wave over
What? At
to
me?
Eugene saying, "Come on over, it's safe."
Hang on a minute. I'm just gonna check out some of these vehicles. I'll be there soon.
Ooh, the vehicles. So you had the cargo truck, the armoured personnel carrier, or the sedan, or any of the other rusted vehicles with the doors open and bodies on the floor, but you kind of suspect they've already been tinkered with.
Military transport sounds like it might have bullets in it, so I think I'll start off with the military transport. Is it locked?
You move around to the back of the APC to see that it is, in fact, not locked.
Oh.
It is open.
Curious.
Inside, you can see several bodies. Obviously, skeletons, absolutely decayed. They are, however, wearing military fatigues.
Oh, okay.
Helmets and stuff.
Old ones, I assume.
Old ones, yeah. And they are in tatters, but are very quick, kind of like glancing around and appraising. It's like, well, your trousers and your top and your helmet. You could piece together an entire suit of military fatigues. So it is an outfit, not armour, but
Yeah.
there is a full set of dirty army fatigues.
Might collect them, they might come in handy.
Not a helmet between them. Damn, the one bit most of us don't have.
Okay. I assume that's it for
Yeah,
that.
I did say helmet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, full set of fatigues and a helmet.
So yeah, so there is a full set of fatigues. So yeah, so it does include one military helmet. Although to be fair, Betty Ann already has one, but
I have a helmet.
I can't wear a helmet.
yeah.
Because your hat.
Because my hat.
I'll take it.
Well, you'll take it in a minute once I've figured out a way to cross this bridge, but hey ho.
Unfortunately, though, to the next question, which I know you're going to ask, is that yeah, all the actual boxes and storage units have been taken. So it looks like somebody already looted it, all the ammo, but they just didn't bother with the uniform. But you kind of know somebody who was a collector of old military fatigues, apparently.
What about the cargo lorry? That sounds promising.
So the cargo truck has got the metal shutter down, so it needs to be opened somehow.
Is it locked?
It is locked, which would be a perception and lockpick test.
Take a bobby pin out of my hat.
Oh, we've got the right person for this, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Right. I have to get a reroll on vodka skills these days. So I took. So you said it was what was it again? Obviously lockpick and perception.
Yes, perception and lockpick.
It's 11.
Do you want to take an extra? Do you want to save them for the
I'll save them
bridge
when I
cross?
have to inevitably cross that plank. If I do not want to fall in the waters. Right. So that one. Wait. Yeah, one success, but I have got a reroll, so I'll reroll the one that's not a success.
Yep.
At 2 successes. That's sufficient.
There is a click as the back of the truck opens.
Alright.
Or locks, technically. Yeah, you hoist up the shutter, basically like a screeching sound as you open it. Although, to be fair, because of all the dog shouting and other things, it's not any louder, so you're fine. Inside, it is absolutely. There's like several pallets with boxes in them. If you kind of start looking through them all excitedly, you realise that they are full of old world electronics, basically items that maybe. If you'd ask Mr. Rogers, he'd explain this is probably stuff for a department store. There's literally like there's toasters, alarm clocks, blenders. It's your household appliances, or your small bits, your countertop stuff for the kitchen. But collectively, there's 2d20s worth of junk items.
Oh.
But remember, each junk item weighs £1.
Don't make them leave them.
I don't think we need junk at this moment in time. I guess I'll leave it. I'll tell Trig about it when I see him, but I'm gonna leave the
You
junk.
could always make the effort to stash it.
I'll just pull the shutter back down again. If I can try and make it look like it's still locked, I will. But other than that. And then there was a car, closed sedan, I wrote.
There was.
Yes, I am stalling for time because I just don't want to make that roll.
It's a large kind of like muscle car. Yeah, they you get the low roof, the big fins that come out of the back. As you approach the vehicle, you can make me a perception roll.
Anything or just perception?
Car is the bomb.
You are the top sheet. That is useful. It is perception plus 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Two
actually.
successes.
Why did it have to be Eugene and not somebody else?
What is it?
Um,
Is this one where the mine is?
As you look at it, you realise that there are 10 caps scattered on the floor around the vehicle, which straight away makes Eugene do that noise. And then Eugene's eyes go up, and you notice that the boot of the car is slightly open. And as you look more carefully, there is a thin wire between the top of the boot and the bottom of the boot.
Yeah.
The plus 2 that you there was because you have the explosive skill, and you spotted.
No, I don't. I swapped it out for survival.
Oh dear!
Unfortunately, both those rolls came in my raw perception.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off then.
So still okay. But okay, right. I'm aware that someone who's good at explosives might be able to like diffuse things and take the resources, but I'm not sure I trust myself to do that. So I think I'm just gonna leave.
But if you fail at this, you don't have to cross the bridge.
Well, it's a lovely choice. Fall in river or blow myself up. Which one shall I go for today?
One's quicker.
It's agility and athletics, isn't it?
Yeah.
God. Crazy. I think I'll spend an 8.
So, serious question, radio. Are you taking it or are you leaving it? Because I know you discussed it earlier.
I did amongst department store pieces.
God damn it. Do we think we're probably going to need this radio, right? When we get to the place.
Don't we just have
We need it.
the pit boy now to communicate?
Yep.
Can I leave it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll unlumber the radio. Maybe I'll put it in the back of that electronics
Well,
thing.
wherever we're going might have a radio. It's a radio tower.
Good
Sorry,
point.
logic.
Good point.
Make me a intelligence.
Oh, shite.
Um,
Is that for me?
No.
Oh.
intelligence science roll. I think is probably the.
Sure. Intelligence science roll. Let's see if I can roll under a 4. No.
Oh, you were close
I know
though.
nothing about science. I have no intelligence.
Yep.
Alright, I'll put it in the back of the truck. Alright. Now I'll try that. I'll try that horrible roll. I put a point of AP across, so can I borrow one of your dice?
You may.
Your luckiest dice, please.
Well, your one's been rolling well for me, so hopefully. Suspense.
Oh, okay, 9.
It might kill you.
Two successes.
Ooh, that's good. You get across.
Well, I did not enjoy that experience. Here I am. As requested.
We ought to find a way to reinforce that for the way back, but that's later's problem.
Alright, we can just leave the rope here for now, I assume.
Would Bash have cooperated, by the way? What with the gentleman on the mattress?
We'd have to
Okay,
take
so
it.
what's been going on? Just been steadily using the door as a sort of shovel to
Yeah.
push the mattress out of the shack.
Okay. Yep. You
Obviously, the corpse on top.
Yeah, you push the mattress out. As you do so, you realise that you already knew this, but the option of flipping the mattress would not have worked because as you push the mattress out, there was a definite trail of putrescent body slurping across the floor.
Yep.
Would have been funny though.
It's not humble anymore, is it?
But yeah, the body is out. You now have a bodiless shack.
Yep. Well, it beats the open sky if we need to stop somewhere. Just attempt to put the door back in place.
How many hours have we still got left?
So you've probably been travelling for another maybe 3 hours since you left the
Yeah.
the plough. So that's 7 hours. So you've got 3 hours of travel left.
Is it getting dark yet?
It's not dark yet, but you've probably got about maybe 2 hours of daylight left.
Now, do we wait here till tomorrow when we might be able to do the whole thing in daylight? Or do we press on in the assumption that we can deal with this in the darkness and then, pop back here after? What do we reckon? What's wisest?
I reckon we'd be best served pulling that plank over here, assuming we're confident we can put it back in place later. And we scout ahead for an hour, come back before the sun sets, and we'll camp in there.
I ain't got no objections, other people?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alright.
Are you taking any time looking in here?
Oh. I mean,
C2 probably.
Obviously you don't need to. I'm just wondering if you were.
well, that depends. Have you taken a look yet? While we've been called for moving?
No, because I was making sure that Eugene got
Oh,
it.
okay.
Sure.
So what you actually done is watch Eugene go vehicle to vehicle before actually
Someone
coming
needs
across.
to make sure no one's sneaking up on behind them.
Fair.
They might have opened up that door and it'd be full of ghouls.
Yeah. To be fair though, if we're going to camp here at all, we will presumably... Is it wooden, particularly?
It's a humble wooden shack.
Okay.
But technically, the small shack is built from scavenged pieces of rusty tin and bits taken from abandoned vehicles.
So it would be a bit difficult to light the whole thing on fire if we
Yeah.
set up a campfire in that. We can search it when we come back, probably, quite comfortably. We'll be there for several hours, might as well.
Alright. Okay, so during our hour of recce in the correct direction, do we find anything of note, or is everything quiet?
So, yeah, if you're just going out for an hour, you follow the road again through the snow. There's no signs of tracks or anybody kind of movement along here. The sky starts to get dark. Off to the north, you can see. I mean, you've seen it all the entire time, but now that you're at the base of Mount Si, you realise how big and steep Mount Si actually is. It's totally wooded. It's a very kind of rugged terrain. The road kind of heads more into the valley. You start to see signs of civilization, but I'm talking pre-war civilization, kind of totally collapsed and destroyed buildings.
Okay. Shall we return? Doesn't seem to be anything. Nope.
Yep. I think we can safely go back and set camp. If we want, we could try and barricade around the shack with some of the lighter vehicles, but that might be overkill.
Well, if we just take in turns to sit up on the roof and keep watch, I think that'd be fine.
That was awesome, I thought.
Alright.
Yep.
Take the first watch, please.
Is there anything in the shack before we all fall asleep?
So you are searching the shack.
Yeah,
We'll be setting up a campfire, beds, doing our best to wash away the putrescence. So that gives us time to search.
Well, are you actively searching or are you just tidying up the shack?
I
There's a
will
difference
tidy.
between looting or
I
tidying.
will search the shack, categorically searching.
So I'll have a perception and survival test from you then, please.
Anyone else is free to help Eugene. I just know this is not my forte.
One success.
Okay. So, with one success, you find in the shack
Remains of a corpse.
Yeah.
2 doses of Radaway, 10 caps, 2 bottles of whiskey that have been stashed beneath his bedroll,
Wouldn't drink those.
and a scrumpled journal that kind of flops open onto a page that says in big, badly written handwriting, "Big score, sigh, bastards drove me off, hire mercs in Fulton." And then underneath that is a circle with a large star drawn.
Uh-huh. Circle. Is it like a logo or is it like a map thing?
You would guess it's some type of logo.
Anybody recognise this?
Did I recognise it?
You recognise it, it's the US military.
That's the good old US military symbol there. Big score, maybe it means lots of ammunition.
Ooh.
There's
Let's
a
hope so.
information about where the score is then.
Well, it just says there is one. It says it's on the mountain somewhere, I think.
We're heading to a number station. One would hope those are the same place or at least connected.
I'd like to give the journal to Treg because if anyone, I don't think I'm going to get much out of this, but if anyone could flip through and find some additional information, I feel like it'd be someone with a higher intelligence score.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll thumb through then. All the entries.
Yeah, you can make me a I guess perception and no, intelligence and science.
Perception to read?
Yeah, intelligence and science.
What's the point of it being a science check, if I may ask? Just to know whether the...
You're just looking for pertinent information.
Okay, fair. Have a success.
Most of it is just ramblings. Woke up today, rad roaches are getting closer. There's another entry about how he's found another cache of food. Finally managed to get the door of that blasted Café open. It's just literally like his little journal entries. There's a few entries where he talks about River Point, like damn ghouls almost got me this time. Skirting around River Point, trying to push up to the mountains. Then you kind of get towards this, like the one that I say there was the big score side. Bastards drove me off, hire mercs in Fulton. He's literally a scavenger. It looks like he's been here for a few months, and he's been kind of just basically roaming the local lands.
What it does tell us is that there is a plausible way to skirt around the ghoul-infested ruins of River Point to the mountain.
But the gold invested town is where the beacon is.
Good point.
Yeah.
So feel free to go straight up to the mountain if you want to search an entire mountain.
Yeah.
Oh well. You win some, you lose some. You say you're taking first watch,
Take
Mr.
first watch.
Rogers?
Yeah, take first watch. Need my beauty sleep.
I'll take second.
I'll take third. Enjoy the dawn.
Bash,
Yeah.
can you make me a perception and survival roll, please? You don't have to. I mean, you can sort of automatically fail it.
We've got 2 points of AP left if you fancy it.
I should use one.
That bad at this?
That's what I said, no.
You know what though?
No.
No.
One.
Oh.
One is all
I
you
got
need.
one.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
One is enough that you're set outside the humble shack, trying to keep you warm in your jacket, kind of shivering a little bit.
Sing a song.
And then you start singing a song, and then you hear the sound of a boot print. Unfortunately, because you're on one, by the time you can spin to the boot print, the person is almost upon you. What you see is a woman in her maybe her 50s. She's wearing a pale blue like summer dress, so quite just above the knee. Flowers decorating the dress. She's also got a big thick parka coat on that she's trying to kind of keep herself warm with. Her hair is kind of salt and pepper and flows down her back. She's clearly very cold, and you can also see that she's walking quite heavily, like she's been hurt. And as you kind of turn to her, she also seems to like startle, and she kind of like braces herself, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't see you there."
Man, where the hell did you come from? You ain't dressed for this weather?
Oh, you noticed?
Jesus, come here.
Fulton, where's Fulton?
Oh, you've gone way too far. Let me take you into the shack.
No. I need to get to Fulton. This way. She kind of points back across the bridge, so she's like pointing in the right direction, but she's.
Why is she coming this way?
Did we wake up because we can hear voices?
Not in a minute, because
She doesn't want to go in.
yeah, she's been fairly quiet.
I mean, Fulton's that way, but you're never gonna make it by yourself. You're freezing.
Get stabbed on my sleep.
No. I'll be fine. I just need to keep moving.
She look weird, like her face.
No, she looks human. She's normal.
Real anti-ghoul statements coming here.
Yeah, I say she looks like she's in pain and she's cold, but no, she's not.
You hurt? Why? Fulton's ages away. It's like 4 hours.
Thank you.
What? She going?
Well, she starts moving as if she's
You can stop
on her way again.
What? The face.
grab her.
I would grab her. This seems a bit hefty.
Ask her why
She's by herself. Let her make a decision.
Yeah, don't. No, seriously, don't interject when doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I need safety and comfort.
No, you're by yourself.
Why are you going to Fulton? What's there for you?
I need supplies. I need medical attention.
Why are you by yourself? What's happening?
Raiders. We're scavenging the old town, and raiders. They jumped us. I got separated. If I get back to Fulton, I'll find my people.
Okay, well, I insist you at least spend the night in the shack. I will not take no for an answer.
I've got to get back. I've got to get back to them.
You'll die.
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
you're not fine, really, miss, for God's sake. I don't want a manhandle you.
You don't want to manhandle me. Seriously, miss. Thank you.
What does that mean?
Thank you. She turns and starts heading towards the gap in the bridge.
Try not to be aggressive. I'm gonna let her go.
Okay, she
Yeah, she can go over.
Yeah.
She's right, 'cause she's light.
Wait for her to fall to her death.
no, she quite nimbly gets across the plank.
What's suspicious?
Where you see her heading off up the road towards Fulton.
That's the weirdest thing I ever seen. Oh well. Sure didn't mean nothing.
Yeah. A couple of hours later, your companion's awake.
There you go. That's so strange.
Did she make you nervous?
How did she make you feel?
Why was it just just wouldn't be wearing just like a sundress and a coat. It just seems really weird. Why would she be dressed for the wedding?
Can't right say.
And then I said you're probably gonna die, and she was like, no, I'll be fine.
I'm sorry. A woman came through. You felt she was dressed inappropriately, and you told her she's gonna die, and she didn't want to stick around?
No, as a woman, I don't know. I'm not used to socializing with people.
Oh, well, she's gone now.
This is weird.
Well, if you ever encounter something that you find a bit weird and confusing again, you can always wake us up.
Did you get a name for him, Miss Holloway?
This dress lady.
I didn't sound right.
Damn it.
Oh, we let Bash do watches again.
Oh, but
Surely.
what have you guys have done?
Woken the rest of y'all up for assistance.
Separately. It's not my fault you guys were deep in sleep.
Come on, we got places to be. It's too late. You can't do nothing about it now.
Yep,
That
yep.
lady be dead, so.
This dress lady.
She either dead or she going to fall. So we'll leave it to her
Misdressed
again
or
on the
misdressed.
Well, she was both.
Right. We head out into the beautiful light of dawn.
Yes. You do.
I'm prepared to completely innocently, with no issues at all, discover this booster station and then just go home.
Yay.
Why did you say that lady was traveling?
To Fulton.
No, that's where. Why? Did you get a why?
The people were in Fulton.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. I hate it.
I'm just. You said she wasn't dressed correctly, which suggests some degree of rush or lack of choice in wear.
She was also injured. She did have a big coat on.
I don't know why she was injured. How? What type of injury?
No.
That's fair. That's a solid answer.
Yep. I appreciate giving Bash so many opportunities to give the important information, and apparently she just doesn't.
Well, I don't know nothing else.
She mentioned readers.
Oh, people knew they were gonna be there?
No, rules.
Oh,
I knew nothing about raiders in the region.
I just assumed it was more than likely we were thinking it was
That's okay. That's okay. We will advance now. We know new rules.
right when we got to the Raiders, I would have been like, oh yeah, the Raiders. And then I would have told you.
Well, let's shoot at us. Oh yeah, there were raiders.
I just thought Raiders were everywhere. I'm sorry.
Funny type of ghouls.
Only one.
I'm gonna write that note. Raiders.
It's
go
fine.
everywhere.
It's fine. It works. It works.
So, I assume we get to River Point, the outskirts thereof.
You do. So as the sun rises up into the sky, you come around to a large valley that kind of drops down, and beneath you can see the graveyard, a graveyard of the old world, populated by ghouls and wasteland fauna.
As nature intended.
Yeah. River Point is located in the valley in the middle of the middle and south forks of the Suquamish River, bordered to the southwest by the North Bend. So you follow the exit on 32 towards the town, and you can see a soft, sickly glow lights up the ruins of the small town. The scattered houses at its centre and to the west are dilapidated and bleached by the elements. Among them, a few larger structures stick out: the bent steeple of a chapel, the rusted mast of a radio station, a water tower riddled with holes. And down below, a few humanoid shapes move among the wreckage of River Point and the snow, their senseless moans audible over the wind.
This is charming.
I'm not fancy experiencing an increase in my own exposure to rats while fighting those.
Oh, you're lucky you found some rat away earlier.
I was thinking more we could lure them out.
Oh,
I
make
mean-
a big noise.
I could just walk down there and do it all.
Wait,
You
wait,
reckon?
Are the raiders close by? Can we get like some ghoul-on raider action?
If you can arrange that, Ms. Holloway, I'll be impressed.
I just remind you that this is the first time she's mentioned raiders because she forgot to
Raiders.
actually mention the raiders before.
Yeah, what
Oh,
raiders?
raiders.
What raiders you talking about there, Ms. Holloway?
That woman, she came from some raiders. I just assumed there were raiders everywhere.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. I feel like it could be relevant to our current investigations.
I mean, so far most of the places we've gone, there've been raiders.
Yeah, but usually it's the same raiders.
More pertinently, there's a general tendency for raiders to be other humans around the region
Oh.
who would not want to stay in these ruins either. However, the tendency does not preclude the possibility. I would not advise you to head in on your own, Mr. Rogers, unless you think you might be able to negotiate with a Ghoul Raider gang solo.
Wait, ghouls?
Nah.
Ghouls can be raiders?
I don't see
Raiders
why
can be
not.
ghouls?
Raiding is an equal opportunity employment, miss.
I mean, she didn't mention that, but...
I mean, that sounds pretty hardcore actually. Steve's like taking notes.
Steve already has tons of notes. He needs to take no more.
Well, what do we reckon then? We're going to try and draw them out? Can we make a big noise?
Well, in any scenario, the environment is dangerous to the rest of us, and Mr. Rogers does possess a certain talent for remaining unnoticed greater than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
He actually should go and scout.
I quite like the idea of this big loud noise and then coming to us.
We can do that at least for the ferals. Anything intelligent in there, I'm
I mean,
skeptical of
it might start them out as well, and the ferals might just attack them.
Let's get the ferals out of the way if we can, and then we can deal with anything more substantial as it appears.
Shall we get in positions?
I'm going to suggest, from experience of my character, that we don't stand on the ground. We find something a little bit higher
That's
to
why I
stand
said, shall
on
we get in positions?
before we make a loud noise in case anything comes from under the earth.
Fair point. Is there like a truck or something we could stand on top of?
Not without getting closer to the town itself.
Oh! Well, fortunately, this time we do have a Geiger counter. Shall we see how close we can get before it starts ticking away?
Is that me?
Well, yeah, Ms. Holloway.
Listen out.
Yep, it's already ticking.
Oh, dang it.
Okay.
I wondered what that was.
Is that your raider guy? Raider
This is just
raider counter.
about any terrain feature. Actually, sorry, I'll make this a
Expensive block.
perception slot, would it be? Or
Yeah,
do you
perception
want-
slot, yeah.
Okay, to look for any usable terrain. Fuck's sake. Language set. Well, at least that's one success. Is it? No, it's not. I'm reading the wrong numbers. That's nothing. I mean, that's just me staring around.
Yeah.
Going, damn
Like I
it.
say, it's literally it's a one-horse town, so the road is empty. You've got
Yeah.
the buildings, everything is down in the centre of the town. You can see that it looks like there's like a mobile caravan park off to one side, but everything is closer to the town. Where you are now, there's literally you've got the road, you've got the open ground. There is one thing of note, however, which I will give to you. There's a the back is facing to you at the minute because it's from town, but there is a large billboard. So there's nothing you can stand on. It's not like, there's no platform. Well, but there is a large billboard that would have adverts on them. So anybody driving from the town would see what's on the big display. So you could potentially climb up onto it and find a perch, but it's not. There isn't an actual walkway or a gangplank or anything.
Yep. Fair enough.
Or
There's nothing there.
you could get your missile launcher out.
I was thinking
Sit on
about
top of
that.
it or whatever.
Everyone must
Oh,
have
so-
Yeah. You haven't.
That never happens.
There you go. To me, that seems like the most obvious way to make a big noise.
I was more make a big noise, let them run, then shoot with the missile launcher.
Oh, right.
Oh,
That's not what I was thinking.
So you get them all channeled in one spot, and then blow them up.
And I really apologise. I'm going to have to take a very quick break, but I'm going to leave the stream running so you can still talk about your plans and what you want
Alright.
to do, and I will be back.
I was thinking big noise.
Chat, give us a heads up. What should we do?
Missile launcher.
Do we bombard the whole town with missiles?
We don't have enough for an entire bombardment. We could do a miniature bombardment.
Oracles tend to leave you alone.
Ferocles do leave behind, don't they?
I don't know.
That's a Steve question, to be fair.
That is a stupid question.
Radio says no while he's away.
They did mention a caravan park off to the side. If that's sufficiently not irradiated, we can always...
We have a whole day.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
from
we can have a holiday.
previous Fallout sessions, ghouls leave ghouls alone, so you don't get ghoul on ghoul action.
But what about
But
you
Ghoul
get-
on Raider.
Ghoul on Raider does happen.
Yes, but ghouls are raiders. And the
They
raiders are
could
ghouls.
be. It took so much not to corpse that. In fact, I did anyway. Anyway, yeah.
Go up on building, and if it results in something bad, say it's an accident.
Oh yeah, we could knock over the billboard using the.
Yeah,
That'd make a big
let's
noise.
blow something up.
Yeah, it's been ages. We haven't blown anything up at all this entire adventure, and I think we deserve a treat.
Blame the dog.
Blame the dog.
Yeah.
You know what? You,
Request action.
chat, you can
Dog.
actually use your points to send the dog in.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dog just got frustrated, started chewing the billboard. Now it's falling over.
Quiet noise attracts people.
Sorry, I could only cross my legs for so long.
I think we have a plan.
I'm going to shoot the billboard with my missile launcher.
Okay.
And that wasn't just my idea.
I know.
It was also Cat's.
I'm reading the notes here as well. Blow up the building, and if it results in something bad, say it was an accident. Perfect, that works.
Okay, what do I do?
Get your missile
Just don't
launcher out
read
and
above
fire
that.
it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's always bardic. The bardic one is like a very bad influence on people.
Just take the time to aim.
Oh, look at it.
Surprise round.
It's a heavy weapons attack, isn't it?
Do I need to roll
Wait,
my
yeah.
dice? Because I'm not top.
We've got an AP left.
It says I
To
rolled
hit the-
11,
what, to hit
I
the
rolled 11
billboard?
dice.
11 dice.
If-
Oh no, that would be the damage.
If
it's
Bash
actually
can't
little-
hit,
Yeah.
So what?
the
That's
sign of a billboard.
I think I wrote
What you
I
roll for
know.
the actual attack will be...
I'd be more concerned that
Heavy
she's holding the
weapons.
rocket launcher the wrong way round.
I ain't standing behind
Oh,
her.
big. There we go.
Or in front of
You
her.
do. You have 3 ranks in it. You use endurance, so your total towards it is 9. That's your target number. Remember, you can aim, which lets you re-roll one. No luck, nothing.
Okay, and
We might
I
need
use
that
an
for a second shot.
I don't think you'd need to. It's a static object.
You're literally shooting at something the size of a barn door.
Okay.
You're shooting at something the size of a barn
Just
door.
don't get a complication.
I'm gonna step away from the
Everything.
bash with the missile.
Step away
launcher.
from the potential fall space of the billboard, let alone anything else.
Yeah, we all.
Now remember, you can re-roll that if you're aiming.
Oh yeah,
Success.
isn't that correct?
It's not tagged. But still a success.
That's cool. It wasn't a complication. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
You release the missile. It flies from the launcher, slams into the back of the billboard. There was a huge explosion. Flames burst out. Bits of wood and paper scatter across the floor.
It's like the silent scene from Mulan.
Two things happen with this.
All of River Point knows you're here.
One, bits of debris collapse down to the floor. I will allow all of you, and this is normally I do it as a group thing, but all of you to make a perception and survival roll.
Whoa! I got 3 successes.
Whoa, girl.
Who would have known?
Okay.
And I did use a luck there, because otherwise it was going to be a very weird roll.
Okay.
It went from a 20 to a 1 on a reroll.
So, for all of you, the first thing you notice is moments after the explosion, there is a tremendous howl comes from the town. And I'm not talking the howl of like 3 or 4 ferals. I'm talking the howl of a town full of ferals that have just been roused to a loud explosion. As you see figures shambling out of the buildings, dragging their decaying corpses. Several of the bodies appear to be glowing. And they start moving at speed towards you.
Reload.
The other thing that you notice, Betty Ann, because you rolled highest, is a large piece of wood lands just in front of you. It's a blue background with a kind of green swathe off to one side, and you can read the words that say Legion of Boom, like actually kind of written, like properly printed onto the poster.
Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom. There is a word that is all kind of blackened and charred, but you just make out the word hawk, and you also recognise a very distinctive, but actually part of the billboard poster, image of a stylised bird head.
Guys, it's the thing. Guys, ignore all the ghouls coming along. It's the bird head.
Yeah. So as these, like, at this stage, there's probably about 30 ghouls running towards you, including at least 3 glowing ones. And Bash is screaming, "It's the symbol! It's the bird thing!" pointing at some piece of wood that's on the floor.
Oh god. I just thought in case we die.
Reload! And it is almost 11 o'clock, so I think that's a perfect time to...
Reload real quick. Reload in this session. Reload in this session.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I will. I don't know how long it takes.
You need to pull that missile out of your pack. You need to like reload it, figure out how it all kind of goes in. Aim again.
It's around. Everything is abstract at this
We've
point.
got enough time to do that this session. I don't have to wait.
Yeah, I definitely won't have a chance to sneak away and pretend like I was never here.
I'm just going to be like, oh no.
Oh,
This was our idea.
what?
This is not me.
Too bad your stealth is so bad and mine's so much better than yours.
I'm so glad I'm a ghoul right now.
Wait, can we do that thing where we pretend to be ghouls and whatnot?
I don't know if that's how it works.
Zombie concept. Cover ourselves with ghoul parts.
So,
No.
obviously, I realise that your main priority is this large horde of ghouls running towards you. Is anybody else actually looking at the thing that Betty Ann is desperately trying to get people to look at?
And take him while I can. But the ghouls are a bit more important.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going
as you
to
glance at
be
it,
cocking my
it is the
machine
bird head, but this thing is literally printed onto a poster. This is a legitimate billboard from pre-war.
Alright.
This is not how I die.
Well, ain't no way I die, that's for sure.
We're not gonna die.
Stop being so smart.
How many
Oh, it's
hours?
back to the bridge.
They destroyed a pre-war artifact, yes. Yeah, you are about 2 hours back to the bridge. At the speed that the ferals are running, you suspect that they would overtake you.
Who knows me in the chat? How dare they?
And yeah, in reality, the first of the ferals will be up this hill in maybe 3 rounds.
Yep.
Oh, so I have a round to reload.
2 rounds.
Surely we're not standing near the billboard. You wouldn't stand near the thing that you were hitting with a missile launcher, would you? You'd
No.
stand
Yeah,
far away from.
she was stood a distance from it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Let's
so
increase that distance if we
You're just trying to eke out every single zone you can, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just move backwards while firing. It's fine.
They might never find us. They might just stand around the billboard looking gormless, and then we can just stand there.
Fortunately, we've fired weapons this session, so that crafting I hinted at, we can do off screen.
Yes, we can. And obviously, because of what time it is, the aftermath of the ghouls running up the hill,
Oh yeah.
we will jump in next week with mass combat, essentially, which is going to be fun for you all because
Mass combat, one shot, all dead,
You've-
all good.
you're assuming that they're all running close enough together that one missile's going to do it.
It's not. I know.
I'm just gonna.
I bet you'll get 5 or 6.
There's a
but
reason
I'll
why
be
people don't come to this town, and your first reaction was, let's just aggravate all of the ghouls and we'll be fine.
I mean, technically, it just speeds up, doesn't it? It's all about speed running.
We were trying to help.
I thought people were rubbish and cowards. I didn't realise it was this bad.
Is there vehicles in the streets in the town?
Yes.
Okay.
You blow 'em up.
I could run around
Radiate them. Let them heal.
The explosion will destroy quite a few before that's a concern.
He is right, the cars generally use fusion reactions, so when they explode, they do give off radiation.
They're not really radiated, so it'll be definitely more than 3
Explode.
grand.
But also, more importantly, there were 3 glowing ghouls. Glowing ones give out radiation that heals the ghouls around them.
This was a bad decision. Like, creeping and sneaking and just being absent, I think is going to be
He does say he is a bad influence. Terrible influence.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you cannot blame the person who literally said terrible influence.
I think you'll find we can.
Oh, I, for one, really appreciate the fact that you got us 2 AP.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. It's just a puzzle to solve. I'm not dying.
So the good thing is that when we come in for next week, you may have just got a major hint about who the Havshökar are. Sorry, who the Havshökar are, but then you will die moments later. So it'll be fine.
Was it worth it?
I'm going to be doing a bit of research on ghouls myself now, a little bit more, to see how I fend on this. Because I might be able to just leisurely walk on it.
I
Maybe not.
know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
The thing is, how are you going to research this? Because, of course, it's not like you've got any books or anybody to ask.
I'm maybe 2. I've pre-war.
Because there were lots of ghouls running around pre-war.
Not ghouls, yeah, but I mean, like, I've adventured for years.
Good girlfriends.
Exactly. I had ghoul friends.
You got ghoul friends.
To be fair, knowing us, I don't think we would have managed to keep things subtle the moment we encountered one. So, at least in this case, what we've done is get all of their attention with some distance compared to all of their attention in the middle of them.
I don't remember saying all. I said there's about 30 of them running at you.
Hey, all 30 of those.
You did just
Premise supplies, even if there are more.
You just sit on something a little bit higher up where they can't reach you. You just ping them one at a time.
Caravan park, eh?
Yep. So, we're checking. And yes, Dan Servo is now at live. So, we have just gone past 11 o'clock for us. So, let's go and raid Dan. Thank you, everybody, for watching this week and for all the bits and the subscriptions. We really do appreciate it, which is amazing. All of that is kind of going back into us getting new equipment and trying to hopefully make the stream better and better with better sound quality and video quality and cameras that don't keep freezing. Although it seemed to stop after the break, which is weird. So I'm not too sure what happened there. But yeah, let's go and raid Dan, and we will see everybody next week.
Steve's doing
Desperately
that.
checking weapons.
If you want to check previously for our Monday stream, for those who don't check out our Monday stream, Kat here did a character creation with all of us for Chronicles.
It was good fun. It's not just a preview of what we might be playing. I say will be playing. It's a preview of Kat being sat in currently Steve's chair.
That's right.
We'll call it my chair.
Large cushions to fill.
Yes, okay, you literally own the chair financially.
It's a donation, actually. No, thank you. Sam, do your best version of Brian Blessed again.
Thanks all.
We are all dead!
They survived.
There she goes with a sparkle in her eye. Here's my chance, don't let her walk on by. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really want to know. There she goes, and I do not want to miss an opportunity for an explosion. lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she is again, the best thing in my life. This is it, my friend, now will she be my wife? What will she say? I do not want to guess. She drops a bombshell when she tells me yes. Here she comes like an angel of the abyss. And at the altar it's explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. There she goes with a sparkle in her eye. Here's my chance, don't let her walk on by. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she goes, and I do not want to miss an opportunity for an explosive kiss. There she goes again, heading out the door. I stop and hold her tight, I know she wants some more. Her eyes are burning deep into my soul. Her radiant smile sends me out of control. This romantic moment I do not want to miss. And when I squeeze her, it's explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she is again, the best thing in my life. This is it, my friend, now will she be my wife? What will she say? I do not want to guess. She drops a bombshell when she tells me yes. Here she comes like an angel of the abyss. And at the altar it's explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. There she goes with a sparkle in her eye. Here's my chance, don't let her walk on by. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she goes, and I do not want to miss an opportunity for an explosive kiss. There she goes again, heading out the door. I stop and hold her tight, I know she wants some more. Her eyes are burning deep into my soul. Her radiant smile sends me out of control. This romantic moment I do not want to miss. And when I squeeze her, it's explosive when we kiss. lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she is again, the best thing in my life. This is it, my friend, now will she be my wife? What will she say? I do not want to guess. She drops a bombshell when she tells me yes. Here she comes like an angel of the abyss. And at the altar it's explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. There she goes with a sparkle in her eye. Here's my chance, don't let her walk on by. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she goes, and I do not want to miss an opportunity for an explosive kiss. There she goes again, heading out the door. I stop and hold her tight, I know she wants some more. Her eyes are burning deep into my soul. Her radiant smile sends me out of control. This romantic moment I do not want to miss. And when I squeeze her, it's explosive when we kiss. Explosive when we kiss. Wherever she goes, she lights up with a glow. Is she uranium? I really wanna know. There she is again, the best thing in my life. This is it, my friend, now will she be my wife? What will she say? I do not want to guess. She drops a bombshell when she tells me yes. Here she comes like an angel of the abyss. And at the altar it's